music do I want to have us listen to?
Gangster's Paradise.
Oh my god.
As much as I would enjoy forcing us all to listen to Gangster's Paradise,
Yeah, I like that song.
no. Where is my fucking drop music? There it is. Scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. There we go. Alrighty. So, where we last left off, you had successfully escaped the evil terrorists at a wonderful mouse station. And you've all been aboard Varasi for a short little while. And everyone entered their wonderful Cairo sleep. And now we are having everyone wake up as you are on approach to the wonderful Tristan. Well, in the Dawn solar system. So you're currently approaching the Dawn. You're currently just exiting near the edge of the Dawn solar system, and you're making your way towards the planet Tistron, which isn't too long of a flight. And I'm going to just move everyone around to where they'd be, because everyone would be in the wonderful chambers waking the frick up. Except for all of your mini civilians who are now over yonder.
So many.
Fuck you, Harkin. You get crowd on the floor.
Two is momentarily relieved from the spider web.
Of course.
As Two is present inside one of the Cairo pods.
We open his cryopod, and he's encased in a thin layer of web.
I see he's evolved. Goodbye, Two. Takes off hat.
One second, I actually need to count up because you don't have that many on this side. 1 second. Oh shit, you have just enough for all of these people to fit on this side, as each side has 20 pods.
Aha!
Nice. We don't have to worry about any of them being.
What a coincidence.
It's just enough.
Nice.
Except for that one civilian that I forgot.
Fuck that guy.
We could just like leave the dead body out. What?
No, we don't want to leave a dead body out to rot. Jesus.
Looks like Karkin is getting a good spot.
On the floor.
In our room.
Here's
Welcome,
another
Mark.
room.
I can't believe Minnie brought their grandpa to sleep with us.
That's what Mindy does.
This is weird.
So, I need to ask. Did anyone want to stay awake?
No.
No.
We
Maybe
sure?
Two will.
No takers?
No.
No, I'm not gonna do that shit.
You know what, Chance? Maybe it's my turn to stay.
No!
Okay.
Do it, coward. You won't.
Please don't.
Come on,
Would
Ryan.
you like
Cal,
to
you
stay
don't want to
awake,
do it
Ryan?
again?
No, I'm not stupid.
Okay. Now down the way, Rye, I need you to make me a... This is a bit different from a normal rules you're making, so I just need to make sure that it's right.
I refuse, GM.
I'm sorry, but get fucked. I need you to do me a attention first aid.
Oh my fuck! Really? Why?
Because you need to get Celeste from here to one of the pods.
Is there any way we can assist with this and help?
It's the problem of getting Celeste like in such a way where Celeste can be lifted safely. Plus, they got Robbie. Like the carrying Celeste isn't a problem. It's getting Celeste in a position that they can be carried is the problem.
Okay.
3.
All right. So with 3 successes, there's a lot of bitching. There's a lot of swearing, but you're able to do it. Those sheets need to get burned though.
I'll be burned. Don't worry.
There is no saving those poor sheets, as
You sleep right on my hammock.
thankfully not. They were sleeping in the bed near your hammock.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, I don't think Rye would have put Celeste into her hammock.
No. Then a very important hammock.
Yeah, but some skin some like scabs and whatnot peeled off of the process. It was not
Alright.
an experience, Rye.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna burn that. It's okay. Let's get you some nice, cool, relaxing cryo juice.
Fuck off, Rye. And like.
You're like bathing in ice cream.
At first, she was going to, walk, but then the entire prospect of her still covered feet just left a little bit of a bloody footprint on the ground, and you were like, "That's not happening."
That's not.
Right,
I was scary. It's okay.
so yeah, you just got Robbie to so you bundled her up safely, but you got Robbie to carry her.
Mm-hmm. Bridal carry.
Yep. I imagine Rye does this well before everyone else, just because.
It's probably a long process, so yeah, she probably starts it up before.
Yeah, and thankfully for Rye's prudence, no one is going to have to make a cold check for that.
I'm looking out for everybody at all times.
So yeah, once you get Celeste all in there, you can do your normal thing where you slap everyone on the ass as you put them into the Cairo,
Fuck.
and then everyone gets that wonderful grogginess of waking the fuck up. Straight brawn checks, everyone. Sorry, not straight brawn check, just brawn. So you're only rolling your brawn, you're not doubling it.
3 dice.
The only ones which are better off
What's our
is
health at?
your health is fully by this point would be fully recovered. Except for Celeste. Celeste is not good. But yeah, so everyone's at by the time that something bad happens, if something bad's going to happen, you're going to be at full health. So just put yourselves at full health.
So you were saying as people who are better off?
So people who are a bit better off for this is just 2 in Rye.
Yeah?
Yeah. So 2, you can get a +2 to your your die here, and Rye, you can get a +1 to your die here.
What's the roll again?
It's just your brawn, so it's your brawn +2. You're not doubling it. Nice.
Sounds a good fail.
All right. So
I have not rolled yet. Hold on. I'm slow. I'm good.
we're also missing a Mindy. I will roll for a Mindy since Raph hasn't. You will be sorry. You will be. If I open up your sheet and roll before you do, oh, I swear to God.
Sorry, was that a caller or Braun was listening to someone?
can't believe you betrayed me like this. It's just your brawn, so
Okay.
it's not being
Sorry.
doubled. It's all right. So I think that's 3 dice for Mindy. Okay, yeah. So for those of you that got 0 successes, you do a little bit of vomiting when you wake up. This is normal. Like it happens to everyone. Those of you who got 1 success, you're queasy, like super queasy. You're on the verge of vomiting. Those of you who got successes, you're just a bit groggy.
Does Chief of vomit inside his helmet?
So hey, he has a few moments to take care of himself because he wakes up, his body's starting to come to him. He's like, I'm going to vomit. So he might be able to tilt the helmet up just in time.
Given that apparently, as I have failed every roll every time, does Hana keep a bucket next to his cryopod? Can that be?
We can say that Hana always goes to one of the cryopods that's closest to the bucket. Well,
Okay.
garbage thing. And we can say that this thankfully also happens to coincide. It's on the same side that 2 is on.
Oh my gosh, dude, let's share a bucket.
So you can share the garbage bucket thing.
Man, I
Bucket
hate
bros.
to be the person to clean that. Oh wait, fuck.
Rai is normally the person who cleans that.
Sometimes it's bio waste, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And it's also in the cryo room, so that's my job.
How much fun is Rai having all the time? So much.
A lot.
Oh, it's fine. So much fun. Can't you see her smile?
I'm looking. I'm not seeing a smile.
Alright. I assume it's going to be an easy enough process to roll everyone out of here.
Yeah, and you can do the thing where you check everyone up, then you go to the other side. Rai, you are so busy that Amanda's actually helping you out. And by helping you out, I quite literally mean helping you out to the point where if you ask Amanda to do something, she will do it without questioning you because you are the medical officer.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Alright, that's alright. Don't let this power go to your head. Just don't let the power go to your head, right?
It's already in your head, Rai. Really cold. No.
Is it cold? It's
Really
cold
cold.
and not do something stupid.
We all know how Rai gets when the power gets to her head.
It's a fun time.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're able to get everyone situated. The majority of civilians, I'm just going to leave them inside that box for now because I'm too lazy to move them all. Most of them are in the common areas because they all know that they'll be arriving within like 2 days at most. So they're all trying to stay on everyone's way as everyone goes about their jobs of keeping the ship running.
On to our jobs. Woo!
As this is going on, I require someone, be anyone, to use the wonderful ship scanners to detect anything on the ship.
Hey, 2. You bastard,
Send
you
off
wanna use your
scanners.
last scanner roll?
Yeah.
So this is your
Isn't-
attention scanners +1.
Right. Up. Um, are we scanning for life forms?
You are.
Oh, I got a fucking thing for that.
Swear to God, if there's anything on our ship, I swear to God.
It's another one.
Another
All
fucking
right.
rat.
So, scanning Virasi, there is indeed a couple intruders on board, most of which are small little critters. And there seems to be a nest of them somewhere, so something else. So far it appears that none of them are on like the living areas. They're all on the lowest and second floor of the ship.
Well, it's either security's job or
Yep. So
It's mop. So I call my sword.
so 2 and Ram, I need both of you to roll me a fun roll, which is a you can roll me a quickness. You can roll me a brawn or quickness athletics, and I also need you. No,
We have our cogs on.
Yeah, you'll be able to wear your cogs for this. So never mind. Just roll me your straight attention.
Okay.
Else you have to crawl around and find these bastards.
Oh my god, straight attention. That's a crazy roll for me.
How much fucking attention do you have, you?
7.
Gonna miss that.
Yeah. Oh. Actually, no, I think Black actually has a lot of attention too.
All right. So our security friends, minus Celeste, and maybe plus a Lauren if Lauren wants to help.
Lauren will
But
assist.
Hash makes it very clear they're not pets.
Very well.
Gravely said.
very well, coxgun.
Oh my god.
So
If I cannot keep them, I will kill them.
They will not see the light of day.
Hash
They'll
holds his
join the
hands
great stream.
up to the air. Thank God. So the 5 of you are able to clear out the infestation, which wasn't actually that bad.
What kind of
Um,
kids are they?
Found mostly small mices and a couple of fat rats,
Cute.
but nothing too scary. During this time, Hash does mention that I think we should just get a cat, just put him in the vents, just leave him in the vents. And
It's
one of the few
I would
times
love a cat.
it's one of the few times where 6 will just say there'll be fur everywhere in a week.
I don't think anybody's allergic.
I have never had a cat, so I do not know if I am allergic.
Lauren says, already preparing to have a cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Once I have the cat, I will know.
I can already picture the cat hair and everywhere. Everywhere.
Lauren is like, I will inoculate myself by shoving my face in its fur every day.
Great,
6 is nothing. All right. So everyone else is able to spread out as they choose fit, yada yada, all that fun. The next day and a half of travel is pretty uneventful. Pretty uneventful.
Yay.
But what if we start a fist fight? Is it uneventful then? Oh,
Well, do you want to start a fist fight?
no, I detest violence.
That's what I thought, Hana.
But Bree
Don't
wants
hit
to.
me.
Roll me
Don't-
void for thinking about a fist fight, Hana. No.
Don't hit me, I detest violence.
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?
Grabs your glasses and hits you with the glasses. There you go. I hit you
Oh,
with
but you hit a guy with the glasses.
Did the whole thing.
Hana reacts to that.
As the entire fucking
You and a guy with
script.
glasses. The wordplay there. I wonder if Hana would enjoy it
No, he'd be shocked you hit him.
with glasses.
Doesn't matter. The violence has been committed. He's afraid.
It's like a bonk. It wasn't even that hard. It was like
Violence.
oh my God. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Chance. I wasn't looking. Okay. My
Yep.
bad.
Also,
What minus am I taking? Okay.
the only one who's not currently being woken up from the Cairo is your girl Celeste, because Celeste will be woken up when you get to a proper hospital.
Is that a -3 chance? If am I calculating that right?
1 second. Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Cool. I failed.
Okay. Yep, your cold should also be fine now.
So we're all back down to just the slash, right?
Yep.
Okay.
What's VC mean?
What does what mean?
It's HP slash VC. I actually never know what VC means.
HP. So sorry, health points and void slash cold.
Okay, thank you.
E.
We have a willpower back.
Do we get our willpower back?
Everyone recovers. So you just spent a week there. So everyone recovers. Oh, I need a roll to see if you don't recover. 1 second. All right. Everyone recovers 3 willpower.
Nice.
Wow.
Well,
Be right back.
Alrighty. So, eventually, you'll reach the wonderful planet of Tistron. It's a sizable, continental world, has multiple different biomes. It's a little bit more on the temperate side. Lots of, from looking from above, you can see some of the lights in some of the regions of it where there's larger cities. Has a good sized population, almost 1 billion people on this world. And you are currently heading towards a cluster of multiple habitats and stations. They're all fairly close to each other. It's a little bit daunting. There's many ships going to and front. But as you are approaching the area, rather than the local defense force hailing you, a Federation frigate hails you. And the Federation frigate goes about the normal ordeal of making sure who you are, making sure you know what transponders are gone through, and when Glorious, Captain my Captain, does, tell them that you are coming from Mouse Station, the frigate tells you to hold. For about 5 hours, Varasi, and then a couple of other ships that have also gotten to Varasi, nearby at least. Nearby as in, there's several kilometers apart from you, have also presumably been told to hold, as the frigate, escorted by a couple smaller gunships, does kind of come in and promptly starts to escort your Varasi along with the other ships that are now waiting with you towards one of the other larger stations. It's being made pretty apparent that there's no way you're going to be able to get to this place without being hassled, but as everything's going on, Rai, you are called up to the bridge to go and speak to someone. The captain doesn't say who they are. If you ask the captain, will honestly tell you he doesn't know who it is.
Oh, and he asked for me specifically. Hello?
Hello, sorry, I had someone bothered me when I was in the middle of speaking.
I just asked. They asked for me specifically.
Yes, they asked specifically for Rai.
That's kind of sus.
My name? Oh,
Well, sorry. They didn't ask. Sorry, they didn't ask for Rai. They asked for a medical professional.
Oh, okay, that's different.
Sorry.
All right, that's all right.
Far less sus.
So, you are brought up, and Rai, you are basically asked to give a rundown of your patients and what you need.
This is why documentation is important. I'll give the rundown. I have everything written down, and if I forget something, I'm sure Robbie took notes.
Okay.
Or, yeah, no, we'll be fine.
Okay. So, because I know Rai does take notes, there's no rules necessary here.
Thank you.
And you're given a thank you, and the line is finally cut. When you do reach the station in question, you hide those bastards. You reach via Habs Alpha, and it's a sizable station. It's about maybe double the size of Mouse, and when you pull up, there is a slew of Federation personnel, most of which not in armored cogs, or armed for that matter. Definitely more of the humanitarian side of cogs, judging from it. And they will very quickly, help anyone who is still wounded, which is a good chunk of your civilians on board, onto stretchers, into pads, and whatnot. When you did describe the Celeste situation, did you describe what happened or just what her injuries are?
Just the injuries. I'm sure Celeste doesn't want people to poke into her or anything.
Okay, so they do start to, come on board. Not a lot of them, just like 4 of them, along with a proper Gertie, to go and get Celeste under your supervision. When they are scanning Celeste, however, there is... You know what? Roll me a straight attention there, Rai. Plus half of your clout rounded down. All right.
Wait, actually, hold on. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a momentary pause with him. Most people wouldn't have detected that, but it was very subtle. And one of the people who, was kind of standing around is a little bit more tense, and you kind of get the impression you're talking to someone, but
That's odd.
It's clearly over precogs, but the others do still, with your help, unload Celeste from the chiropod, who is bitching and moaning as soon as she's awake. Put her down into the thing, and they start carting her off. One of them does tell you that they will take them to XYZ, along with the other patients, but due to their severity of injuries, they ask that you do not come to see them for a full 24 hours.
Huh. That's sus as
Seems
fuck.
sus to me.
But yeah,
Even though the medical professional seems kind of sus.
So if you can do anything.
while this is happening, basically, the Federation people aren't snooping around the ship. They're just getting the people, getting them off of the ship, and then promptly. What's the word I'm looking for? Excuse me. Promptly just leaving the area, essentially. Taking those injured and wounded and going. Leaving the rest of your crew unpestered. You are all taken to a screening area before you're allowed to go off of the station, however. And it's apparent that every person that they put onto a gurney, they then put up a little bit of a plastic barrier on top of them as of zipping it up. And if anyone does ask, because I'm sure someone does, because they're taking your temperature and taking a quick saliva sample, and then they basically just force you to wait like half an hour, it's apparent that they're checking to see if anyone has any contagions. It seems that they're concerned enough that maybe there was a biological attack involved, that they're not taking any chances. But no one has any contagions, so everyone's good to go. And you are free to look around on Wonderful Station. Your boy, the captain, does tell everyone to try to stick together. You're allowed to stay on the ship if you want to stay on the ship. And your glorious boy, known as Captain Melv, does indeed ask everyone if they want to go planet side for a couple of days to recover, or if they want to just go on and start the next work.
Planet
Fucking
side,
kidding me,
please.
Melv.
Melv, you don't even have to fucking ask, man.
That's why Melv asks. And so, since I imagine everyone wants some planet side time, Melv will let everyone know, okay, I'll see somewhere that could accommodate us correctly. And
Thank you,
two,
Captain.
you're able to go get your ice cream.
Yes.
You're free. You're free of these people. You got your pay, and now you're free.
These people.
These fucking scum. And so, Two's token can get moved back into the spider web.
Yeah, I mean, he'll say bye to everyone. He's not just gonna fucking disappear.
And additionally, for your good work, you are all able to get. Actually, no, I need to calculate this real quick, because you'll get finder's fee of technically it being salvage, courtesy of Spring, who argued for on your lot's behalf. So you got Spring to thank for this. Melv tried. Melv failed.
Thanks, Spring. Love ya.
Chance, there was a few other things too that Two had that I didn't sell. Is that like the bio shit that I ripped off that one person?
Do we get the shit back from Chu that he's gained from us?
What shit back?
The bile sword, among other loot.
You only get that stuff if Two's leaving it behind. I oh loudly.
flicks everyone off. Fuck you guys. Oh my. No. No. I have justification. I think 2 is going to give the bail sword specifically to Rye. The loot shit. I mean, I just wanted to sell it, but whatever. Either way, it doesn't matter because I'm just going to take the money anyway.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
selling it.
sure. So you are good to McLeave, and Rye, you get a kick-ass sword.
Yeah.
The kick-ass sword.
All right then.
You did originally draw her with a kick-ass sword.
This is true.
This is true.
Dude, but Finder's fee that then gets divided by this. All right. Everyone got 3,150 credits for the people that you saved. Everyone gets that.
3,150.
Yep.
Yay.
Finn blinks, it's all gone. He's at a casino.
Look,
He's a gambler and a racist. I'm just kidding.
oh my god.
Don't you hate when
Guys.
you're also racist and gambler?
Guys, it's
Coming
fine.
up more and more debt.
I'm not gonna be leaving this ship, so I'm not gonna spend it. It's fine.
Oh no, you're coming off the ship.
Nah.
Oh yeah,
You need to
Oh,
calm down, man.
no.
you're Finn.
I have too much work to do, man.
I am a
Hey,
peaceful man, but I will hold you at gunpoint.
Doctor's orders.
I'm not
Doctor's
leaving this ship,
orders.
guys.
It's okay.
fine.
You don't have a choice. Ram just picks you up and throws you over his shoulder.
What? I have to go on the station. No.
Literal doctor's orders.
What? I don't want to go. Don't make
Hey,
me
remember
go.
how he said to stop being in your head all the time? Well, great. Here's your opportunity to be on a planet instead.
We're not on the planet yet.
I think we are actually.
Yeah.
Right now you're on the station,
We're going to the
We're on
planet.
side.
but you will be.
We're
Hey,
going
I will-
right now.
The planet will be fine. I'll leave the. I'm not leaving right now, but I'll leave during the planet. I don't want to go on the station.
You have to
What
get
What
on
we're
the
saying
station
is
to
you're
get to the
coming with us when
planet.
we go to the planet.
Yes, that's what I mean. I just don't go on the station.
You have to take the station to the planet, right, Chance? Or
Um,
doing those
no,
help things, or
you have a shuttle, so you will be able to just land on the planet wherever you want.
Okay, I no longer hold Finn over my shoulder. We're good.
Would have resisted. See how that went.
Alrighty.
how do you like this, Finn?
I don't want to be carried. I'm not a child.
So
Finn, you're constantly being carried.
Why do you do this to me?
So thankfully for all of you, you are able to spend a few days unmolested at the station. During this time, does anyone do anything besides shopping?
I want to take
Okay.
Mac to have as much fun as possible. Very determinedly doing everything she sets her eyes on.
Alright. Mac is a little bit apprehensive, but you are able to get her to go out.
And enjoy herself?
Let us see with fudge dice. Enough.
Good.
A baby enjoyment.
I want to continue to. I want to buy more parts for my thing, but I also Finn doesn't want to leave at the same time. I cry. Oh, looks like I'm stuck here.
Yeah, you can probably get some sunflowers.
Like it's probably like a delivery service for like stuff. You can just like order off Amazon. Space Amazon.
Space service.
Space
Space
Amazon.
Amazon.
Can I get them? Can I get my parts delivered?
Arm prices.
Excuse me.
Skip the shuttle.
So there's a couple parts you can get. Most of the stuff you need, though. You can probably get like 1,000 credits worth of parts delivered, but the other parts that you need, you need specialized stuff that you need to find.
Yep. So I'm gonna have to find them, and I just want to have like the actual like things I need to buy on hand. So it's whatever.
So, as for arm prices, it depends on what you're looking for, Ram.
I'll give you
Well-
2,000 if you need a better arm. I'll pay for it.
Well, that's sweet of you, but optimistically, he's looking for a biological arm. Realistically, he's looking for a mechanical one.
So a biological one will cost you 10 grand.
Yeah, no.
I can pay for that.
Don't worry about it, Ray.
Hey,
They,
if we chip in, I think we can. Yeah, there you go. We got a bunch of people saying we help.
We'll chip in.
If you want a mechanical one, you can get a shitty one for 500 credits. You can get which imposes penalties. To get one that doesn't impose penalties is 1 grand. And the best one that you can get that is available to you is 3 grand. And that one, it's just somewhat armored.
I'll take that one.
Well, 1 second. It sounds like you're,
You might get gifted an arm at this point.
yeah.
It's okay. He would have gone off to buy it in secret, so.
How secretive you can be about the fact that you need an arm.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, but
You need us to roll like an observation to see you trying to sneak off, you little bitch boy?
yeah, try and
We'll
beat
do
me, bitch boy. Come on.
Let's go. Let's get him, guys.
Let's get
Let's do it.
I'm just gonna teach you this lesson, old man.
Kill with
All right.
kindness.
Where's my stealth? Let me just
2
sec.
people can roll this. Only 2.
I will pay 2 before he leaves. 10
Mhm.
credits to keep an eye on Ram.
I will do that. I will take this job.
Oh, you are so goddamn it.
Roll me
I
out
want to take this.
quickness stealth there, Con.
Yep, I did. 2 successes.
All
You
right,
want me to
2.
roll my
See
attention?
those Jesus dice.
Dorime. I'd like to use a willpower.
Which will count as one of your new characters' willpower.
Never mind.
Take your job seriously, 2. Where's the willpower?
He doesn't need it. Damn it.
I just imagine him sneaking off. Sir, I've been hired to escort you back to the...
Why not? Imagine like Pink Panther music plays, Ram's like sneaking around, and 2 is just like waiting for him on the other side of the hallway.
Like when you're trying to sneak out of the house, and you're like, you pass the living room, and your parents are already sitting in the the
Yeah.
sofa with a
Right.
book and like the side light on.
Where
Where are you going there, Chief?
Where are you going, Chief?
Ram just keeps on going. No way you need to go.
Am I supposed to like stop him? What did you want me to do? Just tell you where he is?
Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose if we have the heads up, we can be like, get your ass back here. We're buying you an arm.
Yeah.
It's already
but,
been done, man. It's already been bought.
Sorry, bot.
What if I just have you just
the
gave the
spot.
arm to 2, he's just carrying it. Bro's arm, put it on.
Put this biological arm on. Enjoy.
So,
I imagine it's like you try and leave 2 stops, and he's like, you forgot this. And he has like the appointment date for your appointment
Yeah,
to get
it's
the
literally,
thing.
like you've been served.
so y'all need to figure out how you're
I
splitting
can-
this.
I can throw in 3,000.
I can throw 1,000 in.
My entire 3,150.
So thankfully, Lorne, as soon as you get to a nap device, it will fix your shield.
Oh, cool. So no money
Sorry.
for that?
Yeah, as soon as you get to a not nap device, a matrix board, it fixes it.
Oh, cool, cool.
I can pay for the whole thing.
Stop it, Ray.
Yeah,
Need that
Let
money.
us
No,
help.
I help.
I'll throw in 5K.
5K? Okay. So we
Oh my
got
god.
Rise is rich.
How much you
so
need?
between
I
Rye,
just put it saving money.
5,000. If I throw in, how much are you throwing in? 1,000 from Finn. So it's 6. I can
don't
throw
have
in. I can throw in 3 at most, but if I don't have to, but we'll see.
What's left right now between? What's left?
Let's see. So we need 4,000 left.
I can do 2, and you could do 2 if you want.
I can do 2 and 2, and Ram doesn't spend a penny.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's a
Ram is
gift, of
spending
course.
3,150 on
He's
his own.
he's not because you just got served.
Yeah. And you save that money so that you can make yourself big tough security man.
Or
Yeah, you
get something nice from your daughter.
And you
Yeah,
have
like a therapist.
You have a bioarm wrapped and ready. The surgical suite's already ready. Just come on, lay down in the bed. We'll get this
God.
bitch on.
Oh my god.
Okay, everyone. So Finn minus 1,000. I'll minus
I'm minus 5,000.
5,000. Yeah, and then Lauren and I minus 2,000. Wait, 6,000. You paid 5,000, Jordan.
I said 5,000. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I don't know.
I need 20,000, Jordan.
Oh, yeah, 20,000.
You support
Okay,
the ship. The ship supports you, Ram.
You know, it's my headcanon is that the box that the arm is in is just all signed by everyone who pitched.
Yeah, it's
who
like a
pitched in to
cast,
buy it.
but we're signing the box
We're
instead.
signing the box instead.
Then, Rye will count the 1,000 you put in for Ram's arm as the 1,000 you owe her, so don't worry about the debt anymore.
No, wrong. You're getting the 1,000 too. Look at my money's gone. You guys were right.
But you need the money. You
No.
obviously need money.
No.
We're about to go on a vacation. You need money.
No, I have to pay my debt.
I can't wait for you to take another $1,000 debt from Rye.
Oh yeah,
We have
Right.
a karate lesson.
that's so funny.
Rye is accidentally a loan shark.
Accidentally.
Just a very supportive bank.
If banks were what they should have been.
You want a clown company? Sure, go for it, sport.
Thank you, bank. With this time, I would also like to make sure that Melv is also coming planetside.
Would you like to make sure that Melv is coming planetside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure
Everyone needs it. Everyone needs it.
So when you do go talk to Melv will. How do you approach the subject?
Well, Hana will just make a normal visit, right? Check in on him, but also just hang a little bit, since it's been a little bit. But then, kind of try and slip it in the conversation of being like, okay, so planetide's coming. Any plans? Anything like that? Because you are going on to planet.
Melv will inform you that he has a little bit too much work to catch up on.
You can do the work planetside.
I mean, as in I have to go to various meetings, and I need to... I might be able to get a day or two on the planet, but I won't be able to spend much time there.
What meetings? Can you send someone representing you? You need time.
I need to speak to the Federation, I need to speak to the local authorities, I need to speak to basically everyone.
How long does one need to recover when they go planetside? How many days?
Several days.
Okay, so 2 full days would cover it?
No.
Okay.
Several days, I think, meaning a week.
Okay, remember, my definition of several is different.
Like 5+ days.
5, okay, so he needs to take this entire time. Can I make an intelligence roll to manage his schedule for him to make sure he'd have this time he needs?
You can attempt to. This, however, is a brains administration.
I think I actually might have that.
DM,
Yes.
if I give Hana my secretary outfit, would that give him a bonus?
Oh my
Unfortunately, that will not give Hana a bonus.
Probably give me minuses, honestly. Administration. Oh, I do not. Damn it. Yeah, 5.
And it would very much give Hana minuses because Hana will be a little bit flustered.
You weakling.
Considering we know exactly what's going on with Rye's secretary outfit.
You don't know anything. It'd be very tasteful.
Oh, I know it's tasteful.
Willpowering. We roll those 8s, please.
You don't need to.
But I will.
But
With a specialty.
Oh.
need to.
Willpower makes it so you reroll the 8s, correct?
Oh.
Yeah. So, with those successes, you are able to just work things out with Melv. He's going to have a very busy day there, like today, and a very busy day when you are getting ready to leave, but you're able to basically clear up almost a week. Enough time for the effect, though.
Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of cramming, but you can make it work.
Yona.
Of course.
All right. So Ram got his biological arm back. He's no longer Ram the Armless. He is now Ram Ranch once more.
100% right.
100% RAM and 100% ranch.
Well, you see, I get to roll to see if people recover. You don't just automatically recover it.
Does this mean that Ram has like one arm that's just like he's super scarred up, and then there's just the one part of the arm that's like baby skin smooth?
Basically.
Right now, yeah.
Oh my god. It's his left arm too, so it was the super scarred up one.
Nice.
Nice. Can Mac have bonuses for Ram doing his absolute fucking best to make her have a good time?
What's the dad roll?
Please? Pretty please.
Hey, Ram.
Hi.
I'm gonna make you roll a roll that you're really bad at.
Oh my god, fucking damn it.
Give me a clout fast talk.
Can I assist? Because I want everyone to have a great time, because my party failed spectacularly.
Not right now, unfortunately.
Damn
Willpower.
it.
Because
Willpower.
because this is before getting to the planet to see if he will even get a bonus on the planet.
Okay.
Willpower.
Once your planet's side, then you can get your powerful roll there, Rye.
Thank you.
2 successes.
All right, 2 successes, Reich. She can get a 1 extra die to her roll when she needs to make
Come on, Mac.
1. So Rye, are you doing your party cataloging?
Sure.
Okay.
That's party catalog again, more like let's go to a zoo or something.
All right, Rye. Give me your clout fast talk or a straight clout, whichever is better.
I will take the straight clout, father. And I will willpower, totally because I'm not guilty.
Totally.
Totally.
7 successes.
Nice. Okay, so because I changed how my rules work, each planet can give you certain bonuses depending upon how I roll for it. So, where the fuck are you, dice? There you are. So this is a bit of a larger planet. Melv is actually spending some money on y'all, so that's another bonus. All right. Fuck. All right, so everyone gets a +4 to their dice when they make a void roll with your current minuses to void.
What was the total roll? I'm sorry.
You're getting a +4. Mac is getting.
Do I count my my umbral minus?
Your umbral minus does not count for this.
And
Thank
it's
God.
cool doubled?
Yes, it is cool doubled with your void minus.
So it's -2. So I have a +2. Cool. Wonderful.
Should I even bother rolling? I can't get any.
You do
higher
not
than
get your
8.
arbiter bonus for this.
Chance. I'm at 1 void, so is that a -1?
Yep.
Okay.
Unfortunately, too, you're not getting this bonus.
I forget what you said. Is it the normal cool dice or
my
the
God.
cool doubled?
It is cool doubled.
Okay. +4.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me, dude? When I really need it, I skirt in with a 1 success.
I didn't even need it, guys, so it's fine. I was just rolling for the fun of it.
I'm just curious if I can get even
Hey,
lower in the
Hey,
void
Ram,
negatives.
guess who you're gonna be hanging out with for a week?
Hey, Ryan, don't
Alrighty,
worry
so if
about
you're
it.
already at
Ram's as good as he
0,
can be.
you're at 0 void, you don't need to make a roll, and you cannot go lower. The only way to go lower is via special things TM.
You can't go into the negatives, I forgot.
Unless you do something spectacular, you're unable to go to the negatives. The reason why Rye was able to get into the negatives was because Rye did do something spectacular.
Can I do something spectacular again?
Well, with 6 dice, yeah, that's deemed spectacular, so you're good there.
Alright, Ram, you're about to feel something spectacular. Get over here.
I was gonna say, I don't think 3 dice is spectacular at all.
Free. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you are actually getting, because you're at -1 right now. Yeah, you're at -1 right now, so that does add to your void rolls.
What it adds 1 more to the
Yeah.
nice. Nah.
Okay. So yeah, no, you're not getting anything out of this. Yeah, you're unfortunately not getting anything out of that. Rye, you can go down to -1.
Can I bring Ram with me?
You may not, but yeah, Ram
I
Ram
don't need
is
it.
good because Ram's at 0. Because of this planet. Okay, where do the rules start?
Rye should just concentrate on having a good old Rye time.
Oh shit. Okay.
No.
Should focus on
Yes.
helping Mac.
Unfortunately, Cal, you needed to reduce anything due to what I rolled for a planet.
It's fine. It's whatever.
So you are not going down.
It's cool. It's whatever.
Right, if there's anyone to foster.
Ben, come look at my boobs.
Unfortunately, even letting Finn look at your boobs is not enough.
God damn.
What?
Can you give him a little bonus? Boob bonus?
Oh, anything I can do, a wise GM?
There is none, unfortunately.
I can bribe you with a progress update.
As much as I would like to accept this bribe, this is just
Chance.
this is how the mechanic works, Jordan.
Chance.
I have some standards.
Chance.
Yes, Jordan.
I'm getting it right now, Chance.
It doesn't count as a bribe, though.
Chance.
Yes.
Look at this briefcase, Chance.
I'm looking up a briefcase.
This
Look
baby
who
could hold a lot. I just need you to open the door.
Well, Jordan, as I've told you once, I'm unable to accept a bribe
Babe.
in this situation. Yeah,
Ooh,
babe.
Babe.
he's pulled out the babe.
Yeah, babe.
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 Don't leave me in the cold like this, babe. It's cold out here, babe.
Babe. You're allowed to step inside, but I can't give
Babe.
you what you want.
He
Babe,
wants to crawl
please.
into bed with you.
I'm sorry.
Babe, I have another thing with it, babe. I got a sketch with it, babe.
Babe. These are the rules. I can't break
Babe.
the rules.
Yeah, you can, babe. Yeah, you
No.
can.
No, I can't.
Do it for me, babe.
But babe, I
Babe,
am doing
This
this
is
for you.
happening.
babe. Look at that.
It's pretty good.
trying-
but
I'm
I
trying
can't.
really hard for you, babe. Please,
I know, but I just can't.
babe.
I
Why you
can't
gotta do this to me, babe?
because These are the
What I do
rules.
wrong, babe?
You did nothing wrong. These are just the rules.
Damn, this is
Okay.
heartbreaking.
Why don't you let me in, babe?
You let me in.
I got 6 successes, babe. I got it. I crit. In this game of pain and misery, I found happiness. Why can't I share that, babe?
Because you're at -1, boy.
What do I have to roll to do it? What do I have to give you to do it, babe? Babe, don't make me. I'll do it. I'll put another briefcase down, babe.
You already rolled to help him.
No?
I already let you roll to help him.
This is different, babe.
That was your 7 successes.
This is different, babe.
No, that
Wait,
was
did
to
Finn
help.
have a bonus to his? Oh.
We all had
plus
bonuses.
2.
Did you have the
Normal
+4 from the planet?
I did. Yes.
Oh, fucking right.
I had. It only gave me +2 because I had a -2. I have 2 void.
Babe.
I'm sorry, babe. This is this is all I can do.
Babe.
It's fine. I'll just listen to the.
What if in saving his mind, he's damaged in a way as well forever because all he can think about is Ribes?
Is that what you wanted, babe? Is that what you wanted?
I don't even know what's happening anymore. What the fuck?
Jordan
Is
has
that
successfully
better, babe?
Yeah.
Did I do better this time? I did it for you, babe.
You didn't do this for me. You did this for yourself.
I did this for you, babe.
You can't lie to me.
Babe,
I know what your fetishes are.
Oh my
Babe.
god.
What is
Hey,
happening
listen.
behind the scenes?
Don't worry
I
about it.
wouldn't have
Just
done
don't
this if I
worry
wasn't
about
asked to do it, babe.
Like this.
I didn't ask you to do this.
You didn't, but someone did.
Hey,
Babe.
can I have the briefcase? I'm just kind of curious. Can I just take?
We all need to know what the fuck is happening.
I need to know.
I
Only
can't,
if Chance says.
can't believe. Oh my god, Con, you lied to me.
I didn't do shit.
For you, babe.
You lied to me, Con. When I asked you in confidence if this was your fetish, and you said to me no.
Babe. Babe, it's for you. You
I'm
asked as
so
well.
fucking curious.
Oh,
I
Oh
did
my
don't
not
make me
god.
ask
laugh.
for
I'll
this.
throw up. Oh.
Yeah, you did, babe.
I don't recall asking for
I haven't colored it yet though, but all I'm gonna say is bioluminescence, babe.
Oh no.
Chance,
You did ask for it, babe. You asked
Chance,
for it,
look into
babe.
the briefcase, Chance.
I've been
Enjoy
working on
it,
it,
Wes.
babe.
Enjoy it, Chance.
You're the biggest bribe I could muster, babe. Look at the detail, babe.
It's so look at all those little tiny parts, and
I
just enjoy
tried,
the
bro.
bigger parts.
I need to know. My head is hurting.
Fine, I will let you roll again.
What the fuck? It worked?
Jordan, you made the best use of
I
that you
just-
possibly could.
I just witnessed a bribery, and I'm
And
very
actually-
impressed.
Fair, I didn't think it'd work. I thought it was just a really long.
You know, this, in WAD terms, Jordan just willpower re-rolled like hell.
He literally did.
That is a great example of how Sugar Lips Honey Tongue works in real life.
Oh my god,
Babe,
that's a lemon
babe,
been
come
doing
on,
the whole time.
We pulled out the babe, and that's when it began.
That was Jordan rolling through like every single willpower he had. Trying to force a reroll.
All right, Finn, you can go down by 1.
Oh, cool.
I'll be over here. Thank you, everyone.
So powerful, Rye. Thank you.
I don't know what just happened, but I'm
I
so
know.
proud of you.
I just
I need to know what's in the briefcase.
I can't believe it
don't.
worked.
You don't need to know what was in the briefcase.
I cannot believe, Chance,
Okay.
you got
I
bribed.
don't need to know. I don't need to know, Chance. I want to know.
I put down one of the things that was in the briefcase.
Where?
Put it in drop art.
It's not done yet, so I'm not gonna
Oh,
give
it's
you
looking so
XP for it.
good.
The briefcase is full of good things.
What's the bioluminescence thing? I'm so curious. God
Oh
damn it.
god.
Maybe
I
when
know,
it's
right? I have a guess.
Alrighty.
that
Fucking
I'll keep in the
animals.
briefcase.
Fucking
Until
monsters.
it's done.
I don't
Man,
like to see how the sausage is made, but I'll take the victory.
We were in
Just
the
wanna know what
we were in the
happened.
room where it happens, but an under the table deal just happened.
God.
right in front of us.
That was
Wait, what are you doing?
fantastic.
Yep, what are you doing here, Brick? You
What
at
you
my
up to
door?
over there?
You knocking at my door, Brick?
He said, "Well, gruel."
You sure? Once you see it, you can't unsee it, Brick.
I want to see. I want
My-
to see. I know I want it. I don't care. Fuck.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at Chance. You can't lie to me. I know what your fetishes are. Wow.
So many quotes just happened, and I hope someone was keeping track.
I only got a few.
Oh no. I have put down on the quote chart.
Abe at chance for 3 minutes.
No, it was 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. You're right. I can't believe that. I feel like Andrew went and got a snack or something for that.
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
Wow. Oh my god. Con and Jordan are now neck and neck again.
God damn it.
Oh, fuck.
No.
Alright, so now that we've gotten that out of our system, everyone. Very, very amusing. I have rolled for the NPCs.
And we'll never know what they wrote.
And you'll never know how they're doing.
Does Mac look happy?
I don't know, Ram. Does she look happy?
No. Let me empathy my
Roll me
daughter.
attention interrogation.
Can I have my cog bonus?
No. No, you
Okay.
can't.
TM said no.
No.
After that, we have to respect when the GM says no.
I don't know if that's how that works, but sure.
It is.
4 successes.
Alright, she looks like she's doing better.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck
The rest of us that had over 2 successes, are we okay to delete a void?
Yes.
Aye, back to 0.
Except for Lorne.
Mhm.
Lorne stays at -1.
In fact, Lauren gains a void while she's here.
Yes.
I
Lauren?
might gain. I
Yes.
might gain a
Lauren's
void
been
while I'm
consumed.
I've been consumed.
You've been
You're
consumed.
not allowed to get a void. That's what I did.
By what?
here. It's possible.
Then Jordan just pulled out the briefcase for you. You
I
dare
know.
doubt?
I'm not doubting. I'm just saying that it's a possibility I might gain.
So, Lorne, there is a sizable commune, well, multiple communes, but there's a sizable one near where you are spending about the week to the Church of Infinitology.
Yes.
So you can hang out with some of your peeps there.
It has been a while. She will.
Any plots
are-
or conspiracies around lately in the hood, my fellow?
Say again, Jordan?
No, sorry. I'm just murmuring. I said, any plots or conspiracies forming, my fellow brothers of the stream?
Lorne, while you're there, no one gives you the a second look that you are looking very different than most people. There's also even a couple of the more rarer subjects of humanity, much like drifters, which almost look alien in design, but so just as different as you compared to everyone else, Lorne, but different still.
Eee.
And no one minds because you are all brothers and sisters of the stream. So you're able to certainly have a good time, Lorne.
Straight up not having a good time, but I'm having a good time.
Yeah, you're straight up not having a good time. Until Rye came into the rescue
Thank
and
God.
was like,
Excited for these RPs.
and was like, Finn, look, these are boobs.
Titties.
Finn,
Cool.
I'm cured.
A distraction that isn't fucking whispering to me. Great.
oh no, these babies can whisper to you if you like.
Every vacation, Finn is to be fucked by a new crush.
Yay!
Oh God.
Congratulations, Finn.
I
Get
can't
that
believe
puss
this.
puss.
Oh God.
Believe it, baby. And these tits.
Believe it!
Believe it. Oh my God. What is this, Naruto now?
Yeah.
Believe it.
Some things on the world you can see, touch, or taste them. Hold them, Finn. Hold them.
The weight of these tits are heavier than any burden that you have on you right now.
Yeah, just right in the tip.
I will slam
Central.
extra doubt so fast, but okay.
I believe you're doubting my poop.
No, it's like they're not as okay. I'm not like
How dare you doubt the tits? These
there's so many
glorious
things going along.
areolas.
I'm like, oh my God, please no more.
The memories of mothers.
Oh my God,
Rise Milkies.
stop.
She's not even a MILF yet, Melodious.
Man, this is gonna be a wonderful time of a week of vacation RPs again. This is gonna be great.
Yep, you can do those as you see fit. But eventually, unfortunately, Celeste is missing via fun time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Celeste.
And yeah,
We'll bring the fun time to her. No worries.
Celeste is kept in medical wing for quite some time.
We'll bring our birthday cake.
We'll just bring the fun time to her. What? Come
For our
visit every
birthday
day,
cake.
man.
I think it's her birthday.
Visit every day. Sneak in, alcohol. You never know.
I just want to like form that the perfect awkward moment when like your friends tell the staff at a restaurant that it's your birthday and you're not expecting it,
Oh God.
and then all eyes are on you. It's a great
The
awkward.
worst.
I've had that happen. Like someone said, "Oh, it's not even. It wasn't even my birthday," and I fucking
I hate that shit. It drives me crazy.
Like, why would you do this?
It's my birthday. You're happy birthday.
It's not my. Do I at least get free cake? No. Okay, cool.
It's an orange.
You only get free cake if you're able to prove that it's your birthday.
Take out your fucking birth certificate, bitch.
I walk around with this.
It's my birthday. Slides it across the table.
Feel free to check it.
Pulls out ID.
It's legit.
My birth
Where's my
certificate
free
wall
cake,
here.
bitch?
Congratulations, everyone! It's my birthday.
It's a good precious impression.
Always has been.
Oh,
Alright.
No,
And-
Bree's real precious.
Please, everyone, start moving yourselves at, where you would be. As you're back on this wonderful map. And it also comes to the question where I always ask everyone. Well, so this question probably would have been asked before you took the vacation TM. So kind of backtracking. Do y'all accept Harkin's request?
Guys, give a sec. I've got a pitch for you, okay? Okay?
Oh,
So,
no.
Okay.
first off, it pays.
Mhm.
Second off, I know some people are concerned about recent stuff that we went through, and this would take us like way off the map for a bit, so the heat could die down a bit. Third, so you know all the fucky shit that we had to deal with lately. If we do this, we might get something to counter the fucky shit.
What entails? What entails? Of
Uh,
the job?
Well. Okay. So you see, he wants us to go to the Mist and
Okay.
investigate an old Terran and Confederate battleground. But listen. I know it's scary, but this Dr. Harkin just poses at him in the room. Dr. Harkin, you might know him as that old weird dude at Mouse Station. That's not all. That's not everything though. Because this guy, he helps make the DSR. You know, that thing that helps you from going nuts in the middle in a bad situation. And he made the SSP.
What?
And if you don't know what those are, out of character, I break the fourth wall to gesture at the info sheet. Okay? Look at them, baby. At the first dot, the SSG takes off as much as gives you a +1 to code and what. This guy named it. Okay? And if we're able to do this job for him, he'll be able to possibly make something even better. Also,
Okay, but why
he's
are
giving
you-
us a payout at the very. He's giving us payment up front so we can upgrade the Rossi to even go on this job. If we take this job, he's invested.
Okay.
There's also a part 2 of it
Oh
as
fuck,
well.
he's here. Holy shit, where do you come from?
I've just been standing in the corner. I was told to wait until my turn.
Yeah, there's a part 2.
Part 2, but that part's optional. If you also want to do that, I'll also pay additional upfront.
Yeah.
Okay, but why are we really going though?
I need to collect research data. So the first one, because it's right on the tail edge of the mist, so I'm able to collect a lot of research data, and it's also a part of a little bit of a side project of mine as well. Your payment is me paying you, which is a lot of money, just because of the hazard pay, all the fee pay, plus the transport pay, plus I'm going to technically be renting an area from you so I can have my equipment. So there's going to be that pay on top. And then your other is the fact that while I'm just there collecting data, it's a graveyard. It's an untouched gold mine. You can salvage as much stuff as you want.
I think we don't need that.
We're talking about the mist where people go missing, right?
Yes, that's why the large sum of pay is up front. Is I have contacts who will take a little bit of time to get here, but I have contacts to also help get here, which can, or alternatively, we can go to them. I think it'd be better if we went to them because then we can oversee the construction to enhance, your hall. Because it does need to get reworked, so that you aren't going to have those problems. Plus, this is right on the tail edge of the mists.
Looks offended. Doesn't need to get restructured. What? Excuse me.
So yeah, it's right on the tail edges of the mists. It's at that distance. It's not the mist's problems of messing with your sensory equipment doesn't start being a thing. There is something deeper in the mists, which is the second job, which I understand people can be apprehensive about that one because it's deeper in the mists. So that one is a separate job because there is a chance that we could go missing while we're there. Thankfully, again, it's upfront pay, and I will be sponsoring the mission. I got someone else who is sponsoring me, so I can give you all the funds necessary so you can have a higher chance of not getting
Who is it that's sponsoring you?
My associates. We're not an organization. We're just a bunch of various wealthy and scientifically sound doctors who want to,
Names?
all right. And he gives you 5 other names. You don't know who any of these people are.
Perfect.
But, a quick space Google of a couple of them do reveal that they do all work in similar fields from what Harkins works in. 2 others, there's next no information on. except that they, they've worked for various companies and corporations, but they worked for a lot. And he says there's a couple others, but they've chosen to remain anonymous. But those are the main benefactors. The other ones who are remaining anonymous, they're not so much big benefactors. They're just people who agree with a project and are able to pull strings off in the distance to help with it. There's a couple of us that are actively looking for people to take us to different areas. These are my 2 areas that I want to investigate. They have other places they want to investigate.
And you're primarily doing this for research. You don't want to bring samples or anything else back.
If you want to salvage and scavenge, that's your prerogative. I'm here to collect research data, and I'm here to, for the second job at least, to collect actual hard data. That may include samples of biological tissue, if there is any biological tissue. I don't know what happened on the Ark, so I can't say for sure, but one thing that I will be looking for on the Ark in particular is, well, all of the data on the hard drives, and then to just shift through that so I can get the sensory data and anything else related to that aspect of things. And also, if it's not corrupt or anything like that, the ship's information that it would have on the colonists. I know some of the arcs were equipped with hypersleep modules and whatnot, so that should have data, and I would like to get that data to see if there was any effects on the people from long-term exposure. But I'm unsure if there's any data to even be found at this point. But the data regarding the sensory equipment, yeah, that's a must. The Ark's been in there for so long that it would have picked up all of the white noise, plus who knows what else is in the mists. Very important for my research.
Would all your research mention anything of the ship or its crew?
If you want it to remain anonymous, it doesn't have to, no. That isn't as nearly important. It's just that I get the data at some point. That's important.
Anna looks to Melv.
But before Melv gets to have an opinion, I want to know what all of y'all are thinking. Do you want to go on this daring quest, and do you want to go on both daring quests, or just the one?
I mean, that's a lot of money.
Guys, out of character, this is meta. Out of character, me to all you other players, the drop is terrifying. And we might find something, and he might be able to make something that helps the drop be less terrifying. AKA something that can help us with our void and cold checks while we're there.
Okay, but here's another counter meta thing, right? This could also be a string that leads us to the drop.
It is a string that leads us to the drop.
Obviously. But that is literally the name of our campaign. We're ending up in the drop no matter what.
I know, but I'm like...
Also meta. Let me come in. Also meta, since we're all just going to say that.
Welcome.
Meta. More meta.
Stop your ass. Hey, meta.
Wouldn't we... Oh, thanks, meta. Damn, meta.
Hey, calm down. Be professional, meta.
Oh, sorry, meta.
What about just not going on it so that we make Chance's life a living?
What do you mean?
GM here.
You didn't say meta. Where's your meta, man?
No. I am
This is
not
GM.
meta. I am GM. GM here.
Mm-hmm.
You will not like the alternative.
I think, hey, meta, you're also meta. It's my turn. I think we should go. Because I don't like that warning. And I agree with the first meta and the GM's warning.
GM here again. If you try to avoid the drop, I will bring the drop to you.
It just explodes into the middle of the ship.
Somebody once told me.
But yeah.
base. Holy shit.
But yeah, guys, I think it's a good idea because he can make nap devices.
I mean,
I know that's not special, but this is a nap device that can help our void and cool.
Say yes.
And
I
that's pretty special.
Meta Junior here.
Hello,
So
Tim.
I personally, at least from Hana's point of view, he doesn't like it, but anything that gets us away from public eye right now is pretty nice, and the mists are good for that.
Yeah.
Metaton chiming in. I'm fine with it out of character. In character, Ram says no.
in character, Finn's very, 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 very hesitant. Like, even though it's like, oh, cool, Terran shit. But, last time he fucked with Terran shit, his family came to bite him in the ass. So he doesn't want to deal with it again.
Meta
Sounds like out of
again. You
character.
did that to yourself, Finn.
It sounds like out of character the agreement is yes. So just whichever character in character said yes can just convince everyone else.
Yeah, because Mindy has, for each person, like, because they've been talking to people. For each person, they have suggestions. they have targeted arguments for everyone. Hana, you wanted to go off the grid for a while. The mists are great for that.
Off the grid permanently.
I am now curious what Mindy's targeted argument to each person is.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you set yourself up.
You already took over the GM thing. You slammed your way in here. Please.
I'm so sorry.
No, that was
Great.
beautiful.
It's just like okay. So yeah, Hana is, we can go off the grid. Harkin is also an individual that doesn't want this shit, to sell to other people. He wants to make something that can, keep people safe. And also, knowledge on the mist would keep people safe because there's still people that are trying to explore the mist to this day. And then they go to Rye. Rye? You know that 500-year-old Terran breadcrumb trail that I told you about?
Mm-hmm.
So, that really terrifying shit we dealt with on that one space station that Freyas put us through?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what he's making could help us, not deal with that.
But we're not dealing with that.
Yeah? Still, it's kinda scary. And me scratching at Jordan's door, slides under his door. Marker shit.
I don't want it. I'm not Isaac Clarke. I'm not ready. But okay. I understand.
To Ram, it's, I know you're concerned because Mac's on board. Mac doesn't have to come to the main job with us. The hull is going to be reinforced, so the Rossi will be safe. Or at the very least, protected to a certain degree.
You're not doing your best job convincing.
Nope. I'm thinking, okay? This is usually not my thing, but I'm thinking.
Out of character, Caw!
Huh?
Convince Ram by bringing up the point that it's just as unsafe outside where we currently are. Caw!
How about this?
Mm-hmm.
You won't have to see Freya in the mist.
Again, you're not doing your best job convincing me good.
Ram, this is something that I'm personally invested in, and it's really fucking dangerous, but it's also dangerous out here. It's going to be dangerous like everywhere else we've been. At the very least, he's going to be funding it so that our hull, is more secure from the bullshit that happens there, and thus your word will be safe. And also, money that could be used in order to keep everyone safe.
Well, now you're doing a better job.
Yeah, I know I could do a better job, but...
Oh, you already done it.
Oh, okay. Because, I was going to pull out the final card, which was, we're friends. So, please.
Fuck off, Mindy.
but that's like the weakest card possible.
I'm not third. Wait.
Two, you're not part of this crew anymore. I don't have to convince you. Finn.
This gestures to Two's empty feet.
Finn.
It's just like, oh, sorry.
Terran tech for days. You might be able to find some rare parts that you wouldn't be able to find on the market for anything you want to either tinker with or make. Also, again, I know you've had to deal with some fucky shit. You could make things that could help us deal with fucky shit. And in the interest of us being helpful to his quest, we might be able to negotiate in order to get some, in order to be like, I don't know, beta testers for whatever he's making. Might. That's in the future though. But it's not an impossibility. They put their hands on your shoulders. You keep freaking out in the middle of combat, and the DSR is something that helps with that. And he made that, so you should have some. So if anything, you can have faith in his skills. That in fact, he could make something that could continue to help you. Lots of Terran tech.
Oh my god. You're not. I was. Oh, what is that in the background?
That's Echo.
Okay. But he was like, I was gonna say okay, but you won't let me get a word in.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. You can have your word now.
Okay. Even though it is highly, highly, highly dangerous and going back into another, Terran battleground is not sounding all that great. I guess with the money that we're getting and the stuff I could possibly pull out of there. Sure, whatever. Okay.
Okay. They do a side slide over to mine. I technically don't have to convince you because I know you always try to abstain from every single vote possible.
Yes, you are correct.
But what he's doing is exploring something that's like very much. There's a lot of unknowns out there, and I'm sure an individual such as yourself would be curious about it, and perhaps as to even the results of this quest.
I see you are pandering to such curiosity.
Well, duh.
I shall consider this.
Also, again, I know you care about the Rossi and the ship and the inhabitants of the ship. And again, as he said, he's going to have our hull upgraded. So they will be protected, or at the very least, we will have some higher degree of protection. And I know you're going to abstain anyway, but I figured I'd give you the pitch anyways.
Thank you. By having Mindy explain it, that means that everyone else gets to hear it too, so.
Then they just, do a little jig back up to the front of the room that they had found themselves standing in order to start talking. And then they look back around at the figurative GM, and then they go back to their seat.
Very good.
You can't hear me clap because it's crisp, but I clapped.
It was well done.
Very well done.
It was good. It was good. Pandered to everyone's thing. It's wonderful.
Now that you've done that, Mindy, please make a command roll.
So, the question is, are people won over by Mindy, or does Mindy need to make a roll?
Probably make a roll to be safe.
No!
It's
So I +1 for every argument they made. That's my my offering.
I'm sorry, Mindy. You might have to roll.
Is there any way that I can gremlin assist without Lorne actually having to say anything.
Lauren will have to.
Well, we may not even need a roll if we get a majority.
True.
Yeah, majority rule.
Because out of character, we agree.
Yeah.
But what is the captain's decision?
Well, the captain. I will just give me one hot second as I'm finishing up a few things on my end. But the captain.
Hopefully not a cracker.
Say
What?
It's hopefully not a cracker.
Jesus Christ.
It's not a cracker this time. The captain is apprehensive about it, but because it's Harkin. It's Harkin, but the prospect of Arasi actually getting updated and the fact that Harkin has been behaving himself since he's been on this ship, the captain doesn't have a lot of, the captain just doesn't want to do the job in general, but he doesn't have a good reason to not want to do the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing, I guess, out of character, we all agree we should do it just in character. That's the fucking problem.
Well,
Well,
basically,
you can hand wave that Mindy convinced you.
yeah, I was gonna say, depending on how the vote goes, Lorne will either abstain if it is solidly going in the Harkin job favor, or if it looks like she needs to throw her vote in, it will go towards that.
Oh my god,
Oh, that's
they're
such a good
actually voting.
You missed.
I know it's all right though.
Rai will also mention, because she had a chat with Melv beforehand, that we all know that Freya can find us whenever they want, and also they hacked the fuck out of us when they got here, like to horror levels essentially, amount of hacking on literally everything. So are you okay? Are you okay, Khan? Khan, you alright?
She might have walked away from the mic.
Oh, okay, sorry. All good. Keep on going.
You okay?
Mm-hmm. Just a bit of coffee, I'm good.
Right. So yeah, I will mention that the money that we get from this could be used to get anti-electronic warfare suite, so that we can maybe not get hella hacked. Because I think everyone has the feeling that Freya's not gonna just not come back at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the her orders to me were to report back once I investigated something in particular. So until then, I don't need to actually report anything.
Well, that's not the problem. She'll
So
just come whenever she gets.
She might not come for a while.
Right, but it's just whenever she gets the whim, though, because she wasn't supposed to come in the first time, wasn't she?
Well, Ram was supposed to go back to the Morrigan at that time, so that's why she came then.
Right, weren't you supposed to be dropped off somewhere, or weren't we going somewhere to do that?
Basically.
Like I remember clearly, her
She showed up
showing up
because she got the idea, and she was like, "Hey, I could make use of these fucks," and then she made use of us fucks.
So essentially, whenever she wants, she can come. She can just make us do stuff.
She can come whenever she wants.
But yeah, I think Finn would vote for the job. He was convinced.
Okay.
Sounds right.
Okay.
I twiddle my fingers. I've already said my piece.
So
We're good, I think. Don't
the
worry.
NPCs are a little bit harder. Some of them are a little bit harder to convince. Celeste isn't here, so Celeste doesn't get a vote. In the end, though, it's somewhat tight. There's a couple who are not too keen on this. The couple being literally a couple of Melv and Zai. Neither of them are up for this, but everyone else does eventually relent. Hash thinks that this is a good way to get Veracity needs, and if... Oh, sorry, I'll reiterate. So are you agreeing to do both missions or just for one?
The one is what I'm voting,
The
if any.
one.
I'd say the one for now. And the one for now. We'll see how the one goes.
Well, I think we need to take them both now to get
No.
the pay.
We can. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
Like-
you can either take the first one where you're investigating the old battle site, or you take both.
So we can't just choose one and then do the one later to see where
You
we're at.
you can do the other one later, but yeah. So, but you can't choose to do the other one first.
Yeah, that's
Let's do it
fine.
later then.
We do
We'll
the
do the
one
first
for
one, and
now.
then at the end of the first
See how
one,
we
we'll see
go.
how we feel.
See if we want to do the next leg.
Ah, using the legs. Ooh.
Hey, John, red markets corrupts absolutely.
I am absolutely poisoned.
I'm very actually happy with that.
Let's just hope I don't die like we did in Red Markets.
Oh my god. Peaches was almost my backup for 2.
Oh my god, I would love that.
Yeah, but we didn't need another. That role's kind of filled. Just B emoji you chance.
I did. All right.
Comic Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm my Mr. Market theme in my head now.
Oh, it's spreading.
It's a good tune. It's a good vibe.
So, when that's all said and done, you will come back from your wonderful little vacation. Veracity has been somewhat upgraded. When you do check it out,
Oh yeah, I'm definitely checking that out. Like Finn's like scoping out the place, seeing what they did, seeing if he needs to make little touches if need be, because he's a fucking warrior.
The sensor pack on Veracity has been upgraded. Veracity has been given additional parts. Veracity has also been given a enhanced terminal, and on top of that, Veracity's signal scanner is now a 3. One second, I'm upgrading all the other crap. Rossi's armor system has been actually fixed, so it's at what it should be, a 7. So yeah. What was your question?
I'm gonna ask before we depart if I can sugar daddy the ship by spending EXP for stuff.
Yes. What are you getting?
Nokia. So I was thinking of buying some I'm thinking probably expedition support.
Okay.
With this money, did we buy more medical supplies?
I'm sure we restocked, yeah.
Yeah, the stuff has been restocked.
So the additional supplies is the amount of like healing and things we have, and every time we use it, it goes down, right?
So additional supplies just enhances some stuff in the group loot.
Okay.
So the emergency rations goes up by 1, the oxygen storage goes up by 1, medical supplies goes, and then you have to choose between medical supplies or engineering supplies if they go up by 1.
Okay. And every time we do additional supplies, we get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm going to purchase grenades.
You can purchase grenades.
I'll look up the cost and jot it down.
I am
They're
going
not that
to.
much. Flashbangs are pretty cheap, like 50.
Wait, so we got a sensor upgrade to 3, right?
No, it's sensor upgrade too.
It's 2.
Oh.
I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna Sugar Daddy Expedition Support. At least 1 rank. What is the 5 ranks? Is that every time you Expedition Support, that's how much it goes up?
No. So that's how much it can go up by.
Oh, okay.
Maximum.
I'm gonna upgrade it at Matrix Board.
So that's all you're gonna do?
No. I'm doing upgraded Matrix Board. I'm getting. Let's do 3 things of spare parts. Or we can only get to 2. So 2 things of spare parts, 2 ranks.
Hana, you're a miracle of so much money.
This isn't money. This is EXP.
So much
One
money.
second, actually. I need to check something because I think I did something wrong. I did.
Mm.
All right. So expedition support costs 4 prac, not 1.
Okay, well I can still
That
get
changes
2.
things.
So I'm still gonna upgrade the Matrix Board.
Okay.
And then I will. Fuck.
So I will upgrade with that grants you because that does grant you more things.
Okay. And then I will use my secondary one to upgrade spare parts to rank 2. And that should cost me 80 prac.
Okay. That costs
40
you
prac,
80,
sorry.
80
EXP.
EXP.
I can take that.
Yep, so you now have a lot of repairs to the ship.
Yay.
And after what happened, your boy... Oh, not that one. That one. Your medical supplies have been upgraded by yours truly, aka Melv. So that goes up.
Nice.
You also have a absolute shit ton of emergency rations now.
Yay.
You will never need nor want for emergency rations. You have 250 emergency rations.
Whee.
Man.
I guess I shouldn't carry around these 3 rations anymore.
Well, no, those are for your person. The emergency rations are only cracked out when it's an emergency.
We're out of food.
And I will keep these 3 old rations.
Alrighty. Also, yeah, so all of the stuff that needs to get restocked does get restocked automatically. I just take it away from the Rossi's funds.
Chance, we don't have to do this now, but I do want to sell those things that 2 had and see how much they're worth. Because mine just never did that. We don't have to do it now, though. We can just retroactively do it.
Unfortunately, you won't be able to transfer that over to your new character.
Oh, you wouldn't leave that behind? Oh, I can't hear you. Fucking goddamn it.
I said you can't transfer that over to your new character.
No, I heard that part. I was lining. Why can't I leave it behind?
Well, it's a question of would to leave that stuff behind?
He'll leave the. Well, he would have sold it, and then in the same sense of the money transferring over kind of character creation thing. That was what I was operating under, I guess.
Unfortunately, not for the money carrying over, at least for those.
Right, well, yeah, he would keep them. There's no reason he wouldn't.
Yeah.
But he would leave the fucking energy clips and stuff. He would be.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
So, how does upgrading the ship work?
It depends on what you're trying to upgrade.
Hey.
So if you want to upgrade one of the facilities, that's a ship upgrade, and that costs 10 prac. Each prac costs 10 exp. To get a expedition support, that costs 4 prac, which is 40 exp.
Okay,
And then those can upgrade different things here.
the ship upgrade is 100 exp. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the exposition support is 40. So if I'm willing to put forward 10. If 3 other people can put forward 10, we'll have enough to get another expedition support.
I mean,
I'll put forward 10.
I've got 10. Hell, I can do 20.
because being so close to having 3 ranks in sensor upgrade, I want to know what the scramble is. God fucking damn.
It's just gonna scramble.
I'm gonna let you know. It's not gonna get unscrambled. You will not ever know what it is.
What?
Um,
Rank grants access. What do you mean?
No, you just get what that grants you, but you do not know what it is. Because that is a note for me to know what it grants you.
mhm.
Because
So
if I told you
context.
if I told you what it is, it spoils a lot of shit. So I can't tell you what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be important to have, is what you're saying.
Not actually, no. It just gives you additional something. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I might save up just for that, just to do it because I want it. But I could give 10 if we need another expedition
Right.
support.
Do we have 10 from 4 people then?
Mhm.
Myself, Mindy, Ben, and Cod. You said you were given 10?
Mhm.
I have 10. I think I can contribute if you need it. This is experience, right?
Yeah, Bree, save your EXP because you just dropped 80 down.
Okay.
Good.
So yeah, so me, Finn, Lauren, Ram.
Okay.
Okay.
What do we want to get? Because I was eyeing that sensor upgrade. But
How much XP do you have? Oh, you don't have much.
yeah, no. Yeah.
Yep. What do you want to put that last?
Do we want to put it into the sensor upgrade?
I
There are better things we can spend it on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's
I
put it on
will
the better
say
things.
that just putting it into the sensor upgrade does also just enhance the sensors in general.
which would be a good thing to have in the mists.
Yes.
Sure.
Especially if you plan on doing the second job.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I can dump. I have 33 EXP. I can just dump.
Yeah, if you dump, if you dump 30 and another person can dump 10, or if 2 people can dump 50, if 2 people can dump 20, then we could get, the terminal systems or the boosters.
You said 2 people dump 20, or do you just want me? I can contribute for all 4
Because if 2 people dump an additional 20, then we'll have enough to do another upgrade.
Oh, like on top of the 10 I just gave?
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
do another 20.
Because I have 33.
Yeah. You also don't do art.
I don't do art. It's true, but I am fine with it. It is okay.
Okay.
I can meme my way back up.
Okay. So sensor upgrade and terminal systems? Because the onboard computer, for communications and shit. In case something happens.
I'm sorry, not to interrupt a very serious talk with something stupid, but Chance,
Yeah.
if we're able to convince Wrath's dad to play a session with us,
Oh
would
my
he be able
God.
to use 10,000 EXP?
No, we would not. We would not get the 10,000 EXP.
Just making sure.
No,
My
it's
dad
Rat's
would be too
dad.
confused.
He spends that experience on what he wants to spend it on. You can't just use this experience, Jordan.
I just mean when you have the option, you know?
He also has 1 spec EXP, not 10,000 of that.
My
If
dad
I
has
could-
a
Hold on.
spec.
Okay, I have a question, Chance.
Yes.
If I could convince Rose to use the 2 spec EXP to help us get this one upgrade.
I'm sorry, but spec EXP can only be used to give yourself aid and or buff friends or buff enemies.
Rise.
Rat's dad buffs the enemies.
No.
I'll ask him. I will
That's
ask him
good, please.
once he's home.
Yeah, unfortunately, you cannot use it to get specific stuff. You can ask, like, someone who does have spec EXP can be like, hey, could you include this random stupid ID into a drop? And I'll be like, yes or no. Akira has asked me to done that. And Akira still has a stupid amount of EXP.
Has Akira been spending EXP on this campaign?
Akira has spent a little bit.
Just from the shadows.
Yeah, they still have 10 more.
I've never even seen them speak about this campaign. It's so funny. A shadow
Okay.
benefactor.
So yeah,
So, yeah.
I'll dump all my EXP. It's okay.
You just need. It's just a sum. It's just a total of 30 for you and Lauren.
Wonderful.
So, then, sensor upgrade and well, do you two want? Because I'm looking at the terminal systems, but it's from you guys. So,
Whatever you think is best.
any opinions, anyone?
I mean, I want the sensor.
I mean, we're already getting that one with the first
yeah.
buyout, but the
Oh, yeah.
second one. The second one, I'm looking at enhanced terminal systems because it also increases the range of the ship's onboard computer. That's good for communication.
That is, it is. Oh, oh my god. Looks at drone control. Feel like, oh, cool drones, but no.
Yeah, cool drones.
Alright, so you have 2 spots where you could possibly put it into. Oh, you already put one into sensors upgrade. Okay.
Anyone? Any other opinions other than me and Cal?
I think
I would vote additional supplies.
I have no opinion.
I think the enhanced terminal system would be good.
Okay.
What helps us dodge shit?
Acceleration. Or enhanced boosters, I think.
Enhanced boosters does, and handling and acceleration help dodging shit.
I'd say acceleration then.
Right. So enhanced boosters does upgrade 2 of your ship movement things, so you could get handling and acceleration if you wanted.
Man,
That would be good.
Franklin would be so happy.
Okay, let's put in that then.
So we just maxed out our enhanced boosters and our sensors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Compared to where Verossia was at, where it was a -1 to handling, and a 1 and 1 to acceleration, it's much better now.
Here you go, Franklin.
How's Franklin's reaction to the upgrade?
Franklin is pleased.
She's like, yes, it's not as hard anymore. Yeah, it's even better, actually.
I don't know if you can tell us this chance, but if you can, will we get an opportunity in the future to possibly do expedition support again? Because I know we have to be planet type to do that.
The only time you can get the expedition support is when you are at a station, basically.
Okay. So possibly after this mission.
Yep, so there's a chance after this mission for you to go.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
I will say I am not going to be forcing you right after this mission to go straight to the drop. You will be able to go back to civilized space unless y'all choose to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, thanks, guys.
So that is all said and done. We can get to the meat and butter now.
Butter.
The meat and butter. As Celeste, she comes back.
Celeste!
How is she? Does she look okay?
She has been. She's not completely healed. There's a couple bandages still on her, but compared to where she was at, like leagues better. She also isn't swearing every second she's jostled, so. And she's walking on her own, so. Thumbs up.
I'll take that.
Very good.
It's on the last day of your stay, however, when the last adjustments are being done. So basically, Verossi is still somewhat in the dry dock area, but now it's in the area where y'all can still be on it again, as we just do the final adjustments to the engines. And
once we're actually free, Finn's gonna do an entire overlook of the entire ship, probably with everyone else, every other engineer. But yes.
Trent does not take part in this investigation. He just reads the maintenance manuals he's been given.
I don't read manuals. I go in there and I look at it myself.
Trent wants to know how to fix it and what you do in one situation or another. He's in charge. That's why he reads the manual.
Man, I don't need no manual. I fixed it by gut feeling.
I don't do manual. I do automatic.
Were you saying something?
Nice.
But it is when. Oh, I think. Yeah. Was someone else trying to say something?
I think so.
Okay. So. Yes, that is good for minimum spending and vacation monies. After your vacation, assuming everyone does do stuff, everyone should be down 50 credits after the vacation. Just because I imagine, yeah, just 50. Just because I imagine people, just do stuff.
Well, we live in a capitalist society.
Yeah. But it's on the last day when a very, very, very annoyed Melv comes back onto the ship.
Uh-oh.
And the first thing he does is he speaks to Hash. And there's a very long time where it's just Melv and Hash inside his office. We're talking. Thankfully, the yellies are not loud enough to be heard through the door, but they're in there for a while. Eventually, Hash leaves.
How's he looking?
Then Hash comes back with a Dr. Harkin, and now there's the three of them in there.
What? Oh no.
How Hash is looking? Hash is looking perturbed and confused. And amused, all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
No one sees Melface. So Harkin is in there. Once Harkin's in there, then the voices can be heard, particularly Melv and Harkin. Something about feds, something about it's not my fault, something about of course it's your fault, and it's just back and forth for a little while, and eventually the three of them leave. Both Hash and Harkins appear quite alright. Mel, on the other hand, appears quite annoyed. And that is when, for the utmost time, everyone's called for a crew meeting.
Of course, another one. Yes.
I need to kick Spring out because Spring's not allowed to be here anymore.
Spring is dead.
Aw.
She's
No,
gone.
let Spring be here.
No.
No.
She
Spring is
leaves
canceled.
us.
Well, does Spring want to join?
Yeah, she
Spring-
can stay.
let Spring join. Yeah, she could stay with us. It doesn't matter.
I'm with
She's
us, Spring.
administration.
I mean, I'm sure Amanda would love the help.
Spring will inform you all that I have a company to partially manage.
You can do that remote now after COVID.
I just spat on my screen. Fuck you, Jordan.
No, that's so good.
After COVID 36.
So if,
36.
36.
so if you would like to try to convince Spring to stay, you can, but there may be unforeseen consequences.
Yeah, please no.
Yes.
What are the unforeseen?
No.
What's the no part of this?
She requires an office.
Oh, that's fine. We can have a joint office. Or wait, do we have any empty rooms here?
No.
No.
We just
Guys,
left.
did you forget that we have a lot of super illegal shit? Like a VI, like
She
VIs?
knows. She's the
She's
one that
also
made us.
super illegal.
She's the one that made us sign the thing that makes us promise we're not going to talk about the illegal
Mindy,
shit.
Guys, this
Mindy,
company
I
is
love you
super
with all my
illegal.
heart.
No,
I'm
it
pretty
don't
sure we
talk
didn't
about
tell the
telling people
company about the
super-
VIs.
Yes, the company doesn't know about the VIs.
I mean, at this point, we're just telling everyone.
You
who's
guys don't
selling
have
people
to adopt
VI.
everyone.
But Springs is important.
No.
You
Well,
hey,
Harkin
you
is
can't
a VI.
you can't tell me no after you adopted Harkin.
Yeah, but he's a client.
Springs
She's
is a
adopted
client.
people. So annoying.
Whatever.
What happened? In an angry way. Oh, yeah.
Springers are
My
boss.
grandpa's cooler.
Most teenage thing I've ever heard
My
rap
grandpa's
do.
cooler than your fucking nerd.
Whatever.
Walk away.
Walk away from me when I'm talking.
Yeah, let's go get some ice cream, champ.
Annoying.
Stop.
All right. Well, if we don't want it, I won't. I won't die on the hill.
No, let's try it.
What?
No, you don't adopt everyone that moves.
I do not like the mention of unforeseen consequences, so I vote no.
It's good to recruit everyone that moves.
The
so it's no
unforeseen
fucking
consequence
bodies,
was Rye loses her office. I think that was
Yeah.
the joke.
Yeah.
Y'all are digging way too deep into that.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the possibility we're already gonna have to hide the fucking VIs from one character. I don't.
Well, here's the thing, though. If our boss ends up figuring out, and she's like, "Well, shit," now she has to hide this.
Yeah, it's fair.
So you can theoretically. One second.
We finally get to get into carrying capacity rules.
I'm just thinking we have someone who has contacts to the more underground stuff other than just RAM.
Am I not good enough for you?
Nope.
Well, not much, since if you throw your name around too much, I'm sure someone's gonna come out knocking.
Usually
Yeah.
good running, but sure.
Plus, two is always better than one, since you only get a certain amount of rolls where we can try and buy stuff, right?
Sure.
I think we only get two, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, per person.
What was that question? Two-person
No,
what?
when we go to rolls for like trying to get discounts and buying stuff, we only get two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we get them, then we have, technically speaking, we have 4. At the very least, everyone has a chance to find more illegal stuff or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Looks at me.
It's up to you guys.
I'm here for it because I'm not a coward.
You just want to adopt. You just want to adopt an NPC.
No,
She seems like
specifically
we could
her.
get along.
You're gonna have to clean up after her. Take her for
I
a walk.
will. I'll
Again,
take good
I'm not
care
that-
of her. I'll make her bed. I'll clean her cage and everything.
Alright, fine.
Again, I'm not 100% like full out. We got to recruit her or anything like that. It's more of a RP thing for me, but so I can go
Call
ahead and do
on
that.
Skype later.
Go for it, Jordan. If it's an RP thing, go for it, man.
I mean, no, but just I can RP it anyway. I'm flexible. Unlike I'm flexible. Not like I'm dying here, but
I
like
mean-
if we want to like actually full out try, that's a different matter, right? So-
I have no opinion on this.
Right? S,
We can.
one no opinion. I'm sure Wrath is still very much a no.
Nope.
Yeah, okay.
Dream is a no.
Y'all are cowards.
Dream is a no.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Born?
There's
Or
two.
slash-
Yeah, there's.
There's 3 yeses, 2 nos, 1 maybe.
Okay, can we-
Jordan.
I wasn't
In-
paying attention, so Lauren was probably abstaining.
Well, this is out. This is out of character, so Lauren can't abstain from this. Thank you.
What? I was
motion
sorry. I was
is
looking
to
at my carrying
adopt,
capacity and shit. What was going on?
We're talking about if we want to try and recruit. What's her the
Oh, spring.
spring.
She doesn't know about the VIs, and that might be tricky.
So you're a no then?
I am probably a no. I mean, she does our administrative stuff from afar, usually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
and
she-
she's also
she doesn't-
illegal enough that we do illegal stuff, and she's like, all right, just sign this, and move on.
Yeah, like she doesn't have to be on our ship to do her job, and it's probably safer not on our ship.
Yeah, you wouldn't
Don't
want
tell me I'm
some,
gonna be a tiebreaker. Oh god.
some white collar.
Well, so that's a no then.
God fucking damn it! I am a tiebreaker. I'm gonna cry.
This is why I say never abstain.
Uh,
Only weak
no-
people abstain.
no one
I'm looking at you.
Well, this time nobody abstained, so.
Yeah, I said no.
I have
Somebody-
Wait, huh?
Well, yeah. Cal said maybe.
Now I have
Oh.
to choose.
Well, no,
Uh,
they're not. Yeah,
it's
so,
not the
no,
biggest decision in the world. Just pick.
It's not. Yeah, no. It's just
No,
the very
it's,
normal.
it's not like I'll never forgive you.
I'm just being lazy.
1 is no, 2 is yes.
No, oh
Don't
my
roll for it.
god.
Don't
Alright,
roll
it's no. No, he rolled. It's over. 1 is no.
1 is no. I gotta flip a coin. I couldn't decide. I'm very
It has
bad.
been done.
Oh my god. All right, whatever.
You know, you could have GM rolled it so no one knew you were rolling. Except for a chance, of course.
Cal wears his heart on his sleeve.
All
All
right.
right.
Decision is.
I will
vital.
just say that. We'll just say Rye tried and then it didn't work, so that's that.
Works.
Well, if you want to RP that out at some point, thumbs up.
Oh no, we can just animate it. It's not a big deal.
You're unsuccessful in recruiting them. However, they do let you know, Rye, to pass on to the captain where your new operating base will be.
All right.
Oh.
A different station, which is called Against
Else
Full
too.
Odds. No.
Rat.
It would have been funny if it was called Rat,
I thought it was gonna be called.
but it's actually called Catcher.
Hey.
We were all very close. We got the cent chance.
Yeah. Catcher Station orbits. It's not a deep space station. It's it orbits a moon, and said moon is basically acts as a gas, well, basically a gas refining plant. It's a little bit away from where you're used to going, but for distance-wise, for where you're going, it actually kind of does work out because it means that you're going to be going to the Mists for about like 5 weeks of Cairo.
Okay.
And then from there to get to Catcher Station, so long as you're not going on like a wacky adventure, it's only a week of travel. So it actually works out.
Wacky adventures, man.
So that's where you're going to be going. And then the part we've all been waiting for occurs when we all meet up and have our big group meeting where Melv helpfully informs everyone that we're going to be having 2 tags along for the duration of this mission of ours, and maybe a little bit longer depending upon what the Federation finds.
The Federation
Wait, what?
finds.
What? Excuse me?
So
I don't find a bit more.
that's what I'm doing. So the good doctor here, he's not a suspect, but he is being investigated by the Federation. Honestly, it looks like this is more of a Federation is flexing that they're able to do this, more so than it being a serious situation. If we try to fight this legally, we'll probably win, but we'd be stuck here for a few months.
Why are they doing this to people who just survived a terrorist attack? I don't understand.
Well, it's because the Federation deems me a extremist because I have a very bad attitude towards corporations. There's multiple corporations at that station. However, I've never done anything in my life. I believe in pacifism, so it's a very wishy-washy thing. They're just trying to make my life more difficult.
Some of these uncles are extremists that actually.
Grandpa.
I'm sorry, Grandpa.
I'll have you know, right off the bat, corporations are a disease.
Okay.
But the
This is
corporation.
exactly why we're gonna have the fucking Federation on our ship. God
Yes.
damn it!
Yes, exactly. I believe in being very upfront and honest that the corporations are a fucking disease upon our grand society of spacefaring nations.
Are you going to
Federation.
say all this in front of the Federation?
No, I'll tell the Federation go suck a fat one.
Well, gotta give them that. Gotta respect that.
Right in their face.
That is respectable.
You know what? They're looking for you, not us. Fine.
Yes, exactly. So they're here to fuck with me. Honestly, for where we're going, I don't know. Having like 2 Federation fucks and fed armor might help out. Judging from Robbie, right? You didn't find Robbie somewhere. Wink, wink. If you encounter more stuff like that,
What was that?
Having
What?
people with big guns helps, you know.
What was that wink? Just looking around, the people like, what?
Low Prime.
It didn't happen.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm everywhere right now. Sorry,
Right,
please.
wink, wink. You know.
Right, wink, wink, wink. I
So much
get
for NDAs.
I'm able to put 2 and 2 together. Okay.
You wouldn't put 2 and 2 together if you didn't have a name for it.
All right. I've been aboard your ship. That's a very obviously Terran model. Most people are kind of stupid. They can't see it an obviously Terran model. The only reason I know is because I've worked with crap like that before. So I know what it is. And judging from where y'all went, well, apparently where you went, because you didn't go anywhere. You know, I was able to extrapolate that you went to one of the two places because you definitely didn't go to Gimme. Like you didn't get to Gimme. There is zero possibility you got to Gimme. There's only ever one other possibility.
All right. Well, so we have to hide stuff, right?
Probably not. Except for like, unless you have anything else on here that I don't know about. Maybe I don't know.
But anyway,
Like anyone knowing about Robbie, nah, it's a fucking scent. And if someone's like, that looks kind of like a Terran model, just be like, yeah, I put some ceramic plating on to make it look like the Terran stuff. And someone's like, that's kind of weird. You can be just like, so.
I'm an enthusiast, okay?
Isn't that a bit of a poor choice of explanation coming out of what we just experienced?
No.
Well, we could have been enthusiasts before we had a terrorist attack. It's not like we're gonna go through a terrorist attack and then rip apart all our equipment.
So there's like a difference between, you know, being like enjoying the aesthetics of something and agreeing with an ideology.
Well,
Well,
yes,
yeah,
but
like,
the Federation isn't exactly. If they're conducting an investigation, they're not going to look at potential evidence and correlation, which I understand does not equate to causation, but that doesn't change the fact that they can equate it as such and possibly look further into us.
No,
Well,
they're looking
under-
into me. They're unable to use any correlation as causation when it comes to me. The only thing that they'll be doing is looking over my shoulder and be like, "What you doing, doctor? What you doing, doctor?" And I'll be like, "Science."
I could see Dr. Harkin doing the science bitch meme. Fuck yeah, science.
So yeah, you can just say that you've had it for a while, and they have to take that at face value because their shitty fucking warrants and crap only applies to me, so they don't have like, you know, the authority to, you know, question anyone here. They can question you, but you can just be like, "Fuck off, Fed," which you should do. But yeah, Melv. Yes, it's like what Dr. Harkin said. They don't actually have any real authority over us. The reason I'm agreeing to this is it's doubtful that we would get blacklisted by the Federation, but I don't want to take the chance. It's problematic if we got into trouble with the Federation, so it's a mild hindrance. We're not doing anything illegal. We're actually just doing a salvage mission. Zero legality involved. It doesn't matter that we're salvaging a potential site, it's just that we can salvage that, and then the Federation people are going to be there, so that just means that they're going to very strongly imply to us that we should sell the location of a finding to the Federation so that they can deal with it. So regardless, we're making money off of this. Even if we don't salvage anything, we're making money off of this. Even if we don't want to. When Hash speaks up. Plus, it's only two guys. We got plenty of security to keep an eye on them. Especially now that Celeste is no longer bedridden.
Welcome back, Celeste.
Thank you, Mindy.
all right then.
We have names, or they're just gonna show up?
I'm sure they'll introduce themselves when we meet them.
Great.
We're going to be here in about 4 hours. That's an hour and a half before we're scheduled to leave.
All right.
So everyone, do what you need to do.
Everyone had your porn collections.
Do you need help with that, dear? I know yours must be massive.
Oh, you know it. But I'm not going to be hiding it. I'll put it on the front row display.
Oh,
Just make
wonderful.
any sort of investigation really awkward.
Oh, I'm glad that you are still keeping it up.
Those finger guns.
Amanda just kind of like slowly turns and squints at Celeste when she used that phrase, and Celeste just smiles at Amanda.
So racist.
Anyway,
Well, so for everyone else, I'm just gonna have this very quick word in. Despite what Dr. Harkin said about telling the feds to go fuck themselves, Hash kind of chuckles at that. I'd recommend not doing that, and Harkin says, I'm gonna tell them to go fuck themselves. Thank you, Harkin. For the rest of you, maybe not. Maybe. I'm not saying you don't have to. Like, the Federation doesn't have a lot of jurisdiction. I just think that we should all remain civil. Harkin makes a snide remark. Hash chuckles again. All right. I see no one's really enthusiastic about being on very good behavior. All right then.
I'll avoid them. That's my best behavior.
Thank you, Mindy.
I think we're all just still taking in the sudden information.
looks like Graham fell asleep.
No.
Is he wanted?
Is he?
Rye will kick Ram's foot.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I think that's out of character.
No, it's not.
No.
Oh damn, those are some convincing stories.
I would be crazy if Con messaged Ram sleeps and then passes out in like 10
Well,
seconds.
Well, Ram or Con messaged that a while ago.
Okay.
All right then.
Should be fine, right?
I just
They don't
push
have anything-
Ram
they don't have
over.
Oh, okay. What? What?
Vertigo always kicks in.
Fish.
Hey, you're not wanted, are you?
No, he shouldn't be wanted.
Why did no one else ask me when I asked?
Because,
Um,
well, you
he
see,
shrugs.
Rye, I want to see you push him over. Because it's
Okay.
incredibly rude for him to sleep during this very important meeting.
That makes
There's
sense.
nothing I could contribute, Amanda.
It doesn't matter what you contribute, you should be listening.
Fine then, Marlon. I'll be listening.
It's all about respect, Ram.
Well, unless you know about any dirty
just-
Federation officers or anything that could get us out of this mess.
He just looks at her.
She just looks at him
No.
back.
I don't have any dirt on those guys. Whatever bounties I had, they should be passed by now. We're good.
Well, they're either past or your old boss is very good at cleaning up your record because when you applied to work for us, I sent out all your data out to see if you had any outstanding warrants for any of the nations that we are working within in the Apex Expanse, and it came back clean as a whistle.
Yeah, that's scary.
Unsurprising, so.
It's fine. Means it's easier for us now, right?
That it does. Well, like I said, everyone you can disperse. Ram, don't fall asleep during meetings.
Roger.
Otherwise, Hashi will give you a noogie. And
no, the threat.
and a wet willy. That's what they're called, right, Hash? Yeah, that's exactly what they're called.
No, that's the bad
Just
one.
make a face.
Oh, well, thanks for the meeting, everyone. Another great one. See you later.
All right.
Great meeting.
So, a few hours later, I imagine everyone does all the hide stuff. Minerva not getting her repairs yet because you said that Mindy said that she was going to look for the stuff when you're going on
They're
mission.
yeah, they were well, they would have like bought whatever preliminary stuff.
Yeah.
Basic shit could have been found on the station. I don't know how much that would be.
It probably would have been easier just to snaggle some from the Rossi's stores.
Snaggle? You say snaggle?
I did say snaggle.
They will let Trent know this.
Trent will give you a thumbs up.
Okay.
Trent names a bro.
Thank you, Trent. Yeah, they'll do that. I was also going to spend, I think, 1,000 for the stuff for Joy. And then 1.5k for various parts for various plans.
Okay.
If I can do that here.
Various plans, various hijinks.
You may indeed.
Thank you.
Okay. So a few hours go by, and let me see. Yeah, Ram and Hash, the two of you, get the joy of escorting the two new people on board.
Oh, yay. Here we go.
Chance, can you make a character for Black so I can do the slash me's?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, he's so tiny. You made him so small.
He's a little man, right? He's
Well,
a little man.
Another manlet.
He's not a manlet. He's 6 feet tall.
So, so if you compare him to anyone else, he's actually of equal size or
That's
bigger.
fair. Ram is just huge.
Ram's just big.
That's fair.
And Hash just has an outline. So he is not small.
he just looks like baby.
He's a little man compared to me.
That's fair. Hello.
I need to make sure I just spelled black correctly. It's
Balake.
Balake.
God damn it.
Blue.
You see, they meant my name was supposed to be Jacques, but they but somehow misheard my mom when she was trying to spell it out for them.
Sacre bleu.
Bloke. Sacre bloke.
Black. Sacre block.
So is that how is that how it's properly spelt there?
Let me check. Yes.
Awesome. So before you do get onto the ship, White will be giving you a very quick prep talk, okay?
Oh, his name is pronounced Wyatt, though.
It's pronounced Wyatt? Okay.
Yes.
Wyatt will say, all right, partner. Remember what we talked about, okay? We're here for Mr. Harkin. No one else, okay?
Mm-hmm.
No? I know that you want to be a little bit stern. There are salvagers, and I know how you feel about them, but...
Wyatt, you don't gotta give me the baby talk every time.
I just don't want you to give the wrong impression. Maybe we can use this time to, I don't know, make some acquaintances.
Acquaintances?
Yes,
This isn't a vacation. This isn't a country club.
Well, we have an important job to do. Yes, we do. It came straight from upstairs after all, but we can still... Not everyone here is a suspect, is what I'm saying. In fact, no one here is a suspect.
I know.
All right.
I know. Obviously, he's still like squinting though. Like he
Wyatt-
says, "I know," while not looking at Wyatt.
Wyatt just puts a hand on his shoulders, like, all right, partner, let's head on board. There should be a reception for us.
Oh, great! He flicks his cigarette onto the just browns like a garbage man. Actually, no, he probably goes into the trash. He's not gonna litter.
Like a garbage man, JK.
No, he's good. He's not gonna destroy the environment.
Lawful good, I will not litter.
He throws it on the ground. It's like, oh damn it! But he goes, picks it up, puts it.
He does that. He does that. He does exactly that. He throws it on the ground. He's like, ugh. And then he goes and he picks it up, throws it in the trash. My mom would kill me if she saw that.
I didn't want to say anything.
You didn't have to.
So you're able to both get on board, and you have Ram Ranch himself. Horrific Hawaiian shirt. You know who he is.
God, what a first impression to our ship. Welcome to Wendy's.
There's a fly flying around.
And then there's another. Ram's a big man. There's another big man as well next to him. Hash, in all of his glory, wearing is definitely like a Kevlar armored like undershirt there, but then he has like a vest jacket over top. Very comfortable looking. Both of them are armed. Both of them do certainly look like they can handle themselves in a fight. And Hash looks at him and says, "Welcome on board, officer.
Oh, sorry.
I'm head of security."
Officer Black, nice to meet you. Hold out his hand.
Hash will shake it.
This is my partner Wyatt, Investigator Wyatt.
Hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. This here is one of my many underlings, Ram.
Raises an eyebrow at that.
His head. Howdy.
Officer Black, nice to meet you. Holds out his hand for a handshake.
Ram just kind of stares at his hand for a second and then shrugs and shakes it. His very, very loose, weak grip.
Don't worry, my hand doesn't bite. He takes it back.
See, he's already cracking jokes, Ram. Told you this would be no problem.
Sure, man. Whatever you say. Let's just get it done.
Yeah. So, we'll do the very quick tour and introductions. If you could just follow us.
He gets in line to follow. He's looking around. Oh, it's where I'm gonna be behind him. Okay, yeah. He just looks around at everything while you're giving the tour or whatever.
Does look like the ship does look like it's in pretty good condition. Because of a big overhaul that your boy had to do to it. It's most of the floor panels, like ship has had an almost complete overhaul. Fresh coat of paint, all the works. Rossi's looking good.
Okay. Yeah. Black will comment on that and be like, "This looks like the real fresh coat of paint you got here."
Just got out of dry docks, if you could call it dry docks. Well, yeah, we did leave trouble too, but that's not why it has a fresh coat of paint, Ram.
No, yeah. Could probably use it with all the bullet holes.
He raises an eyebrow at that.
only a couple of holes.
Just a couple. Then he looks a little closer at the walls after that.
You don't see any indication that there was like gunfire in here.
Ram just grins.
Oh, well, I guess this is the first of the crew that you're going to meet, Lorne.
Hello. Oh God, where's the cold roll?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm an on-planet person. Do I have to roll cold?
Yeah, if you could roll me a cold +1, just because of your profession.
She's also trying not to be like deliberately scary.
It looks. Oh well, I guess what's the result of that before I say?
Yeah, so you're all right. Lauren's definitely a surprise to see, but not a terrifying sight.
He keeps a completely professional, unchanged jet and look when he sees you, and I mean he's been seeing you the whole time because he sees you staring around the corner. So I guess he was ready for it. Or did you? So he'll hold out his hand and be like, "Officer Black, nice to meet you. This is my partner, Investigator Wyatt."
She will take his hand in her long grip.
Her noodle hand.
Yes.
It's a very respectful, full gripped handshake. You matches your strength.
Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Lorne.
He's just looking up and down. He's like, "What do you do here, Lorne?"
I am the ship's arbiter.
I see. Is that a thing, by the way?
It is indeed a thing. It's not a super common thing, but it is a thing. Like
Okay.
most, so you know it as deep traveling vessels. So ships that stay in a void for a long time, space,
Mhm.
tend to have like either a therapist or someone for people to talk to.
An arbiter is explicitly religious, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so then he'll look at Ash and be like, "A religious bunch."
some of us are, but Lauren doesn't just talk about faith.
Yes, I do not press it on those who do not wish it.
Mm. Fair enough. No opinion on it.
And then she'll offer her grip over to the partner as well as he comes around.
Long hair.
What's his reaction?
The partner looks a little bit surprised, but it's not like the fear. It's just like, I haven't seen someone like that before. As he says, "Good to meet you. I haven't seen someone like you before."
Yes. It is good to meet you
Don't-
too, Wyatt, as I hear.
Don't be rude. Why?
He is not
Sorry,
being
officer.
rude.
I just got the better of a surprise of me, is all.
I am a Proxian.
Proxy. All right. I'll keep it in mind if I ever encounter someone that like you in the future.
Yes.
He says with a smile.
And she'll move aside if they're going this direction. Otherwise, she'll just watch them retreat if they go the other way.
Hash instantly sticks his head into here. Can't hide from me. Come on. While I'm waiting for Mindy to get up here, you're coming out here.
I'm working, Hash.
I don't really care. Trent from a higher level looks down. Hey Hash. Hey Trent. Are you harassing my underling? Yeah. All right.
What?
Is underling a term everyone uses on the ship?
Nobody is going to defend Finn.
most of the time it's not used. It's just it seems like both Trent and Hash are playing this up.
Okay. Officer Black will respond to it, hearing it a second time, and be like, "It's an interesting hierarchical structure you guys have, underlings. Is that the term you use for your subordinates?"
Some of them, yeah. Hash says, I use a lot of different terms, My posse, my people, my boys,
I see.
my underlings.
He puts a hand up. I see.
Brent says, I call them engineers mostly.
Sorry, so stupid.
Right, get up here too.
Oh yeah, so once the conversation is over, he'll introduce himself to Finn.
Yeah, Finn will,
So he'll walk up and be like, "Officer Black, nice to meet you."
I'm Finn. Nice to meet you.
He'll
Holds out hand.
Yeah, looks around. Engineer, you're not another arbiter, are you?
No, I'm the I'm one of the engineers.
My first guess was right.
And I'm Investigator Wyatt. Nice to meet you. This is my partner.
Nice to meet you too.
Zai comes up. She kind of like waves from behind Hash and near the stairwell. You get kind of a feeling they're black. This is one of those skittish types.
One of those. He'll just wave, then he won't walk up, and he'll be like, "Officer Black, nice to meet you. This is my partner, Investigator Wyatt."
Hello. Zai says, "Hello, Engineer Zai." That's me. She says
Oh.
quickly.
Oh my
Quick.
god.
I assumed.
Sorry. It's all right, Zai. You can head on down back, doing your thing. Thank you, Trent. And she does just that. I'm head engineer Trent with the Rossi. Hello. If you want
Nice to
to
meet
come up
you.
here and shake my hand after the fact, completely a-okay. Please.
I could just do it right now. Get out of the way.
All right, and he waddles on down. You can't see that this is the level where the football spot is set up, like kind
see.
of like right here.
Oh, okay. Is there like signs
have-
up or anything?
There's a couple, like football banners of Trent's preferred team. There is a large TV set up on top of a TV stand. There's like one large couch and a couple like smaller love seats, and then like the lazy boy chair, which Trent sometimes
Mhm.
sleeps in.
Okay. Officer Black will be like, I see. Fan of the classics.
Yeah, we have a football night every so often.
Well, I might have to impose.
It's all right. My castle is like everyone's castle.
He nods.
And then he goes on over, gives you a nice firm engineer handshake.
Firmly gives him a firm officer handshake.
Wyatt gives him a handshake too. You can see like a little bit of like a Wyatt didn't expect that level of strength as he kind of takes his hand back and like clenches it a little bit. Trent's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Biff, but I figured you could handle the good one since your partner here was able to." It's all right. Understandable.
Have a nice day.
Is that just Mindy from the corner?
Yes, this is coming from the elevator.
Just have a nice day.
Yeah.
Aren't you going to go introduce yourself, Mindy? Trent is like looking like.
Well, look at that. You've introduced me for me.
Okay. I see what's going on here, Mindy.
This is Grim.
He
Gestures at the drone.
As I say, Black like waits, looking around for someone else to come out of the elevator.
Gestures at the drone.
I see. It's nice to meet you, Mindy. He comes up and for a hand, gives a handshake.
Conveniently, their hands are they're holding their drone.
Well, he will still hold out his hand for a handshake.
So after like a couple seconds, Wyatt will whisper to you, Black, and say, "I don't think we're going to shake your hand."
They reach out, they shake a finger.
I'll take what I can get. He says back to Wyatt.
Well, you did get something out of that.
See, this is why you have to stay fortuitous, partner.
If you say so, partner. All right. Well, I guess this group, Lauren, do you want to come with us, or are you going to take your other route?
I will take my other route, thank you.
All right,
Oh
just
god, yes.
please wait until we get into the elevator. Thank you.
Of course.
If you guys ever hear something in the vents, it's probably Lauren.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
You'll see beads fall out of the vents, and you'll know it's Lauren.
Or if you ask or if you hear something in the vents and you're scared, just ask who's there. If there's a response, it's probably Lauren.
Wyatt speaks up and says, "That's a little bit odd, don't you think?"
Is it? It's just Lauren.
Yeah.
It's just me.
He will pat Wyatt. Don't worry, they're one of those quirky groups he does with canned quotes.
I see. Yeah, quirk is a word for it. All right, I'm going to go on ahead and get the good doctors. Well, the rest of you can slowly walk on. Oh, hello, Lauren.
Question out of character. Do people smoke on ships?
People do all the time. Normally it's like on stations on ships, it's proper etiquette to smoke by an air intake,
Okay.
just so that smoke doesn't linger.
Yeah.
For example, 9 times out of 10, when it's just Hana in the workshop, you can smell smoke in the workshop.
Gotcha.
Well, he runs the hood. He runs the fume hood.
It doesn't do a lot. I'm sure there's still the smell in the air.
Probably. But he's
Or
at
at
least he only does it in the room when he's got the fume hood going, so it has a filtration going on.
At least those teeth are perfect now.
Your seduction rolls were worth it, right?
He knocks
Always
on,
are.
he knocks on this door. He sees that Joy and Rai are doing something TM. Probably talking.
Maybe patty cake.
Honestly, I was about to say patty cake because Ryan wants to test the limits of the hollow, the physical light.
And the two of you could be doing a patty cake. It's not nearly as good as the hollow on the Imperial ship, but it's still pretty damn good.
Nice.
So weird. But like a good weird.
Well, you do start getting used to it.
Hey, Matt.
Not what I expected to come in when I came in here.
What did you expect?
Honestly, not this. Again, honestly, I expected maybe like an intellectual conversation. What I wanted to expect, however, I knew was not going to happen, so that's okay. We got the visitors on here now.
Oh, alright. Well, I'll talk to you sometime later then, Joy.
Alright, I'll be here.
We'll continue our intellectual conversation.
Well, I'll be here or I'll be in the main room.
I give a mock salute.
Alright.
Walk out.
Hash gives Rai his normal friendly greeting, gestures down the hall, and then he comes into here.
Why is it that I viscerally was like, normal friendly greeting, and all I expected was to get slapped on the ass? Why is that?
Because that is the friendly greeting.
I knew it.
Stop this.
Workshop smells recently of smoke. Fume hood is on. Hana is not smoking anymore because he got a message saying they're coming, so he's like, damn it, puts out cigarette.
Hana.
Smell smoke.
Yes.
They're here.
I've had.
Yeah, so come on out, unless you want them to come in here and see what you're doing right away.
Makes it more self-explanatory. I have the turrets covered.
You ever going to do anything with those?
I'm working on it. I have a lot of projects.
Well, I mean, you could come in if you want to be cordial.
Yeah.
Good. Keeps tinkering.
I tried. Whatever. Alright, Rai, you're blocking my my way out.
You have to answer me these riddles 3.
Alright.
Breast, waist, butt.
Yeah.
What's the last 3 measurement?
What's in my pocket?
So that's 3 measurement.
Celeste's measurements?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Oh, I love you. Okay, let's go.
He kind of like looks back at Hana. He's like with the expression of what? I don't understand.
Hana just over here gives him a pitying look. And he just nods for him. Go, child.
They're like I'm missing something. Franklin does know what's going on, and he will be making his way from the piloting area. All right, here's our resident doctor, and yes, she is actually a doctor, despite her age.
He raises an eyebrow. I wasn't gonna ask.
Well, you know, she's a young, attractive lady. Many people don't think she's actually a doctor. She's actually a doctor.
Well, that's profiling, and I don't like to do that. The name's Officer Black.
Vaguely sexist.
It's not okay. Officer Black, and then he points at himself and says, "Investigator Wyatt." Sorry, and then he holds out a hand for handshake.
Yeah, I'll give it over and Ryorski. Charmed.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure. Hopefully, I won't be seeing much of the doctor unless I stay here.
Don't worry, you'll be seeing a lot of her.
She doesn't care. that much.
God damn it, Hash.
Looks at Hash.
Not in a bad way.
Well, standard procedure. Every time you wake up from Cairo sleep, you have to see the doctor. And then every week, you also need to see the doctor for your mental evaluation. You got to see the doctor a lot. It's makeshift.
Mhm. Yeah, I see.
Right,
I'm really sorry about him.
Apology accepted.
It's completely all right. He seems earnest. I'm right here,
He's very eager.
I'm saying you're earnest.
It's a compliment.
Anyways, the other good doctor is in his workshop right now. He's a bit busy tinkering, so he couldn't come out, so we gotta go to him.
Oh, that's fine with me. I'd like to see them in their natural habitat.
Well, like an animal?
I mean,
Yes.
that's
He means more so regarding the fact that people are more comfortable when they're doing what they like to do. It's
Ram
better
will
to see
remember
them when
this.
they're comfortable.
I like that no one is reacted to Rye's work uniform.
Oh, no, Wyatt is very much perturbed by that, but he's not saying anything. He's not saying anything.
Black has absolutely no expression on his face about it. He's already been convinced about your quirkiness. Nothing surprises him.
He's like, I get it. It's a manic happy dream girl.
Yeah, basically, he's like, I get it. They have a thing going on. Like that. So he just does not care. Yeah, he'll follow Ashton. I can drag Wyatt with me from now on, so you don't have to keep doing it.
All right, Hana.
Dr. Moore, ship weapon specialist. A pleasure to meet you, Federation. He says, not looking up, still working.
He doesn't look at Hannah for a second. He's just looking around the room, and he's like, Officer Black, Investigator Wyatt, nice to meet you too. It's just two people not looking at each other.
For a salvage vessel, this is quite a large amount of firearms and energy weapons you keep on board. Most of which just assembled, but still.
I have a permit for it.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
He already has the paperwork to the side if he needs to.
Takes the paperwork.
You'll see everything is in order. Most of these weapons are custom made by myself.
Do you sell these weapons here, or is it just a hobby of yours? If you don't mind me asking.
They are not for sale.
Why, I don't think making weapons is ever a hobby.
He doesn't. He's about to talk back, but he doesn't say anything.
Instead, Wyatt
he just adjusts his glasses.
Well, judging from this Dr. Moore here, and the fact they're quite clearly a Halo, I would figure that they wouldn't be too keen on the selling part. And I was curious if it was just a hobby for them. Is it?
He looks up. Hobby and profession.
You're I love my job kind of guy.
He just looks at me just. If you wish to put it that way, yes. But when you live on a ship such as this, you best be amicable towards your work.
I suppose
You'll
you
be
don't
doing
have much
it
of a
every
choice.
day.
He nods. We'll leave the good doctor to his work.
Thank you. A pleasure, Blanc and Wyatt.
A pleasure to meet you.
You as well.
All right.
Long?
We can head on out to our next stop.
Oh, okay. I'm being around. All right.
I'm not ignoring you, right? You're asking a question to one of them. They can answer. I don't know.
Wait, sorry. Did he ask? I missed it. Did Rai ask a question?
No, mostly the Hana, and mostly under a breath, being like, "Did he say Blanc?"
Mm-hmm. And
Yes, he did.
again, as a response, like he heard it. Obviously, he just did not respond to it.
Hana just gives a casual smile, and he's just like, "I'm allowed to have my inside jokes when I want."
Right, but he called Wyatt though. Why are you only half-assing this?
Well, one's more respectful than the other.
It shrugs like, oh, okay.
As you pass the room, unfortunately for you, the medical room store is closed at the moment.
Fair enough.
As you do pass it, Hash just slap the door and says, "That's a med bay." Says right on the door, med bay.
That's where I'll be.
You will nod.
When you're not in your office. Yeah.
My fresh office, yes.
Yeah. To that hallway, and he gestures down here. We got Amanda's office. You'll meet her soon, and along with some of the rooms. Down this hallway here, we got the main area to one of the emergency escape pods, and also to the additional Cairo area.
It's a big ship, a lot of capacity for such a. Well, I wouldn't say a small team, but.
Well, the main reason for so much capacity is if we encounter, survivors, it's our duty to pick them all up and give them proper accommodations.
Black seems impressed by that, slightly. Very slightly.
So yeah, there's a lot more going on in Salvage ships than people realize. Anyways, here's most of the crew. I'll do this clockwise. Right here is my second hand, Celeste. Hello. She's also security. She waves. Right there is Amanda and her kid Sammy. Amanda is our finance officer, and we're also
And our Amanda.
I can
Ship
introduce
mom.
myself, Hash.
And our other eye candy.
I'm the I take care of a ship, basically. I do most of day-to-day chores. I cook. I don't do the cleaning because I force everyone to do the cleaning. And I also manage the schedules and all that fun stuff.
Nice.
I'm also the other one here who is a trained first responder. So if Rai can't get to you right away, I'm able to get to you. But Rai is the professional between the two of us.
Is it typical to have children aboard these ships?
It's not uncommon. This is my daughter Sammy. The other one next to me is Mac. I will let Ram introduce her. Say hello,
That's
Sammy.
Mac.
Mac just kind of glowers at the two people, and then it's Amanda who nudges Mac rather than you, Ram, and Mac's and then says, "Hello, I'm Mac," and you instantly, Mr. Black. You've seen enough children. This is one of those troubled types. But not the troubled types where you're gonna be in juvie 2 years, kid. One of the troubled types where if you took them to the show scared beyond straight, they'd be crying within an hour.
I see. He will walk up to the kid, and he'll get on a knee, hold out his hand, and he'll be like, "It's Officer Black. Nice to meet you."
Looks like she's not going to say anything, and but she will slowly reach down a hand as I imagine Amanda's looking right at her, but Ram's looking at Black, and she'll say, "Mac." She takes the hand a bit.
Mhm.
She
Well, it's nice to meet
tries.
you, Mac.
She tries
Yeah.
to defeat you in a squeeze off. But
He will. No,
it's
he
a
will.
small field.
No, he'll completely let her beat his squeeze and be like, "That's a strong handshake you got there, Mac."
She actually kind of smiles at that. Thanks.
Did your he looks at Ram, Dad.
Amanda smirks. Mac makes a face. Everyone else have various different expressions.
He will continue past
Celeste says, "Ha!"
Ram's just like complete poker face.
Okay, he will continue past it regardless of if it's confirmed or not. And then he will say, "Tell you who we were." He says as gesturing to himself and Wyatt.
She shakes her head. No,
I
but-
would have. I would have.
Oh,
I would have.
okay.
I would have. I would have
Okay.
told her very much everything that's going on beforehand.
Yeah. Since you're with the Federation.
That's right. So we're just here to hang out and see what you guys have going on. If you're ever curious about what we're doing here, feel free to ask us. But it's really nice to meet you.
Okay. It's
Okay.
always pleasant to see the next generation. Well, this is Sammy.
And
Sammy
then
waves. Hello.
he will do the same thing, handshake.
Except,
I think Sammy is taller, right?
Sammy is taller and older, and she gives you a little bit more of a proper handshake. Not like trying to like grip you hard like Mac was trying to show off. She just gives you a normal handshake.
He gives a very respectful nod and says, "The same offer applies to you, Sammy."
Well, thank you. I'll think about it. She says with a small smile there. If you'd want, roll me a straight attention, my son.
Okay, my first role is this character. Let's see what the fuck that is, because I actually don't know. It's not bad. Oh no.
So, with one success, I'll say that, like, you, Black, you don't judge a book by its cover. You never do. You're an upstanding citizen, a good cop. You believe in justice.
Yep.
But the big thing here is that you notice that their expression, right? It looks much more mature than someone their age should, but you probably just file that away. Like you probably don't dwell on it, but you do notice that they have an expression that's much more mature than a child should have.
Yeah, you can tell there's a backstory there.
There's a dark backstory.
Backstory
there. I'm gonna let Cap take over from here. Mel says.
Nods.
I assume you already know who Dr. Harkin is.
Oh yeah, we know.
Harkin looks right at Amanda. Amanda looks right at him, and then Harkin looks to him and looks to the two feds and say, "I got zero respect for you two boys."
He walks up to him. He walks up to him. He doesn't say anything, and he holds out his hand, and he said, "That's completely understandable."
You're lucky I got some common decency, as he'll accept both their handshakes.
Mm-hmm. He's eyeing Harkin. Not a glare, but just like a
Harkin just looks at you both with like, yeah, I know what you're all about. Can't fool me. I know what's going on here. I'm Captain Melv. Hash is my little brother. Hash just kind of looks at him with the expression of, "You fucking what, mate?"
It literally did not have to. It's so funny. He doesn't say anything to that. Or I guess he'll say family business.
Something like that.
Working with family's tough.
It can be, but, well, I consider the original people that we started this up with to be family.
I forgot one of those. He nods. And he nods at Lauren again.
And
She
then
nods
our
back.
last guest is Six. She's part of the security. She doesn't talk too much.
Handshake. It's okay, neither do I.
Six just nods her head as she accepts the handshake. Nice firm handshake. Franklin is indeed coming. Don't you worry. And Harkin will head on out past Franklin, go to his area. Franklin comes in, and he whispers something to Melv. Ram, you're able to hear that it was just everything's set, we're ready to go. On your order, Captain.
Oh.
Melv just nods.
Hmm.
And then Melv will introduce Franklin. So this is our pilot, Franklin. Don't mind him. He normally spends most of his time, either here or up in the cockpit. A workaholic. Franklin smiles a little bit at that.
Handshake. Introduction. Same as everyone else.
Yep. Wyatt does much the same.
Yep. And then Black will look to Melv and say, mind if I say something real quick to everyone?
If you would like to, sure.
More about like a...
Wyatt just looks at you as he does follow behind you. And
Don't give me that look.
I'm just making sure that you're not going to do anything. Right?
It's going to be fine. I just wanted to say real quickly, because there's always some sort of tension in situations like this. We're not here to investigate you. We're not here to find the little creepy crawlies under your bed and report it to Big Bad Federation. We're here for a very specific reason. So unless something comes up that would regard us to come in the capacity of a peace officer, peace investigator, which I don't expect it to, he says, looking around, this should be completely smooth. In fact, we should actually be helping you out a little bit. So I just want to cut through that tension. I hate tension. I hate awkwardness. Let's get rid of it immediately. And he looks at Mel and says, that's it.
Mel just nods his head. So I'll be right back real quick. You can RP.
If anyone says anything to him after that.
Nope, Lauren is just smiling benevolently.
Of course.
Silence. Gotta love it.
That's probably what it actually is.
How long will you be here with us? And then
No. He does do that though, and because he isn't 100% sure. So he says, well, supposedly for the duration of the next little event that you guys are going on with Dr. Harkin, it really depends on what we end up finding during the investigation. If we have to continue on and stay a little longer, honestly, that direct timeline, I'd love to know it too.
I see.
Awkward silence falls again.
Mm-hmm. I wish if we were outside, he would be smoking like crazy. Mm-hmm. But it's too rude, so he won't do it. He'll find a vent though at some point.
Excuse me, don't smoke one of those.
He's gonna smoke into them.
Don't smoke me out, bro.
He doesn't know about that weird crawl thing you do.
Lord might know you.
You were told.
He thought you were half joking. He was told that this 8-foot tall woman crawls through the vents. You think he's gonna believe that?
Oh, well, you see, that's your first mistake.
Well, we will see what happens.
He watches Lauren fold out of a vent like a piece of origami, and he's just like, I hate it here.
You know, he smokes at a vent, you know, like, he's like, ooh, chucks the cigarette in, and the cigarette gets chucked back out.
Yes!
Just a fat sigh.
That's littering.
It gets chucked back out. Please smoke in smoking designated areas.
It's like, he sits there for a second. 10 more years.
Speak to Dr. Moore for a more precise location of said smoking areas.
He picks it up because littering is bad.
Littering is bad. Oh, and don't litter.
What would your mother say?
What would your mother say? I like how.
Okay.
Welcome back. There was an awkward silence.
Oh, I know. I heard the entire thing because I was still
Oh.
there. I just couldn't talk.
Okay.
It was pretty great.
Thank you.
So, Melv, lets everyone know. After like the moments of awkward silence, he claps his hand together and says, "All right then. Follow me. I'll show you to where you'll be staying. Do you want separate rooms or do you want to bunk together?"
We can bunk together. Don't need to take
All
up
right.
more space than necessary.
We have the space right now for it, so it doesn't really matter all that much. He considers going into here, and then he's just like, and then he goes in there anyways. He hates Dr. Harkin. Harkin will suffer for his crimes.
I'm gonna bunk them in the same place.
Yep,
Nice.
same area.
Very nice.
Harkin's just hanging out over here. He's reading something, and then he
Oh,
He shrinks.
he shrinks down. All right.
Little ducks.
This room can be yours. As you can see, it's bunk bed on one side. The other side bunk bed can be folded down into a desk and then lay a shelving area. So yep.
Nods.
You
Looks
have
good.
you have little storage and cubbies, so you can store any of your items. On the gonna need to show that area off. You'll see it eventually. And then he'll give the full tour of a ship. That includes where the cogs are stored, where the shuttle is. He also does show off the Minerva shuttle, but he doesn't show off, the inside of the Minerva shuttle. It's just that is, our other shuttle. It's being repaired right now.
Mm-hmm. Squints.
It's things like that. But yeah. I hear a cat.
Someone falling asleep?
Cal,
I think it's
Yeah,
Cal, we hear your background.
I think
I
he's
think Cal
actually asleep.
passed out.
Yeah.
okay. I would probably actually want to roll a bunch of forensics rolls. It's walked around, but I don't want to bog things down, so we can do that at some other point.
Alrighty. So,
Just don't roll forensics into the elevator.
yeah, the left
Please.
elevator.
It's okay, Rye. You cleaned that up so well.
I
I
did. Right, but
Yes.
the joke needed to be said.
It's just that scene from Daddy Daycare where he's looking around and then he looks up and he just looks horrified.
Yeah. Oh god.
How did
I
he
think,
even
we
get
made the
there?
exact same joke for Ryan cleaning it up too.
Why does Cal sound like a cat while he sleeps? Can
I
someone
don't know.
explain that to me?
It's the inner furry coming out.
I just
don't
hear
hear
it
a
distant. It
cat
sounds like
at
a
all. I didn't
hello.
I thought someone was
It's like a little-
talking. Okay, well, I think I'll just move him into AFK.
There he goes. He'll
Where
come
he
back
goes.
to us one day.
Yeah.
So, because Cal passed out,
Mm-hmm.
we're not going to actually start off mission proper, but we will get there.
Okay.
So I rolled for your random encounter.
Yes.
And because I'm one of those GMs, right?
Can't.
Right.
And you do actually get a random encounter.
Oh.
Whoa.
So everyone does the
encounter.
horrific thing of waking up midway through a shock jump.
Mm.
Ooh,
As
that's
so you're
unfun.
all woken up. It's very groggy, but the ship is dropping out of shock space just as this is happening. So everyone has that like additional sensation overload while they're like groggy and waking up. And if everyone could please roll me your brawn checks.
Honestly,
Again.
I'm just gonna take the L on this one.
All right. Hana vomits as per normal. Rye as per normal. You
It's
get a
just
plus
straight.
1 Rye.
Are the bonuses the same?
Yeah, bonuses
What?
from before the same.
Do I have
So it is. Unfortunately,
minus?
you don't because you also do not get minuses. You
Yeah.
just get your brawn.
Okay.
Thank God.
Black also, sorry, not Black. Wyatt also vomits.
Of course.
This is just
Yeah,
the
he
north.
gets a
Finally, someone gets it.
Oh, this is straight brawn. No,
Yeah.
just brawn. Never mind.
Brawn,
I still get
just
one
brawn.
success. I still
Okay.
get one success. We're good.
This is for your waking up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say that Cal had a really bad reaction.
It's
Yeah.
just
It's just
still in the
punishment.
cryopod.
He's there may or may not be tears present from the
He's just holding his
projectile vomiting.
Disgusting.
You're gonna have to clean that up, Roy.
Always. Always.
But you find out a reason that you've been kicked out of shock space is because you've received a distress signal.
Oh no.
And it's not right where you're dropping out of. It is nearby. It will take because you weren't woken up properly. Rye, you are still expected to do everyone, and check them all over. But Melv does just leave before you can check up on him just to see what the problem was.
Of course.
And Melv will return while you're doing a checkup, and he will inform everyone that there's a vessel that's about 7 days away if we don't jump into shock space, and it is putting out a distress signal. It looks like it's a liner.
What's a liner?
A cruise liner.
Cruise ship.
Oh. We need their help then.
Do we know it's authentic?
We don't.
Welcome back to the land of living, Cal.
Does anybody know if any cruise liners actually make their way through this area?
If
Could I
you
use
like.
fringe wise to know as a pirate who would have raided them?
Sure.
Ah! What would another roll be for that?
it back here around 98. Back in the
Yeah.
So a brain/gut feeling fringe wise is acceptable for you specifically, Ram.
Thank you.
A
Sorry,
brains administration.
What's this roll for again?
Nothing. I've never
Not-
been here before in my life.
I'll make a roll of brains administration because I can't do the fringe wise or gut feeling, correct?
Yeah. Just because you don't got the background in it.
I'm a good boy.
Also,
I don't raid people.
a brain security or a attention security can also be used for this.
Did
Oh.
someone say security?
I did.
I can roll detention security.
Okay. All right. So, Black, you don't know too much about the shipping lines and whatnot, but you do know, like, once you get told where you're at, you can confirm that there is indeed a liner that would have to go through roughly this area,
hmm
because you do know that there's one route you and your partner took it actually from your planet to like 3 other planets that were,
hmm
and one of those, and the first stop does go to, does go nearby this area.
Okay.
So you do know there's a stance for it. Mindy, you would know much the same, along with the fact that this area is considered deep space, so it is far outside of any habitable space. So because it takes y'all were in Cairo for about 3 weeks at this point. So and it's pretty from this point to any other planet. It's about like 2 days of shock space. So that's pretty far out from anywhere that's habitable. And you're literally in the middle of nowhere. You're not in a star system. You're just in deep space. There is nothing out here.
So their shock jump might have gone kaput while it was going, is what we're thinking, or?
Or they could have been ripped out of it somehow.
Mm. It's all possible.
You don't know about the specifics of how it's done, but you do know it's possible to set up a kind of like a mine, which detects when a ship is in shock space, and then it blows up, tricking the ship into thinking that it has to come out of shock space to avoid damage. And then the ship, crashes into an actual small minefield.
Okay.
And Hana, for yours, there's definitely a cruise line that would directly intersect right with the spot where this is. Like, judging from the map that Hash pulled up, sorry, not Hash, Mel pulled up, there should definitely, it's almost a perfect line for where not one but 4 different cruise lines kind of go past.
Did we see what the name of the cruise liner is? Does it have like a emboldened on the side?
You can't see the cruise liner. The only thing you have is a distress signal that's coming from a cruise liner.
Oh, okay.
But you do have a name of it, as it does give off the IFF signal, and it is the Glory Days Expedition Cruiser number 21.
Is there any way of figuring out how long this signal has been going off for?
Unfortunately, you will know that is not possible.
Okay.
At least with your ship.
And we'll give him the information he has, that this is definitely the route for several cruise ships. And then he will continue to go to the nearest chair/couch and curl up. Because
Is
he
it
doesn't want to be awkward.
Is it possible that there's survivors on this, or does it look like it's been a while since whatever happened to the ship?
Unfortunately, you'd have to go towards it.
Okay.
We don't have sight right now. We just have the sensors.
You are
Well, we
7
got it.
days away.
All right. Well, we gotta check.
Malv is also of the opinion that we gotta check it out.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Black would definitely speak up and be like, "Well, I guess we're doing that." Like just assuming, but not even asking.
Melv looks amongst the crew to see if anyone has opinions against this.
It's standard protocol. We know we gotta do it.
They're good citizens, right?
Ram's just making a face like this is bullshit.
Melv just looks at Ram with the expression of why you do this.
Why are you a raider?
I have to do my
Fucking bullshit. I
job.
have no sympathy
Yeah.
for these people. They're in the way. Let's just keep going and do this stupid dangerous mission and get out of here.
Yeah, you can get money from that. Wait, was that any character or is that just his face?
That's just his face.
Okay.
He just looks like that all the time.
That's a specific
can-
expression.
Yep. That's just you don't need empathy. He's projecting it.
All right. I can archive these pages.
Let's go already.
Just give me a second as I get the map so you can see what the ship looks like.
Yay.
Mindy's in the middle shoving bread in her face. Thanks, Mindy, for keeping it real.
What if I teleported bread? How much? How much? I did nothing but teleport bread for 3 days straight.
Yep.
Sorry, I should have said that in Mindy's voice.
Okay, so
No, whatever
Wait,
voice that was good.
I did nothing but teleport bread for 3 days straight.
Oh my god.
So 7 days you are on board, awake and alert, as you slowly make your way towards the Glory Days 21. As you get closer and closer, the thing that does come onto mind is you've figured out why this is a spot where a lot of the different cruise lines intersect. There is a rogue planet here. A rogue planet is a planet which has exited a solar system, and it seems that this is a stop for one of them. But as you are starting to look over and approach the Glory Days, you can see lights are on. Melv has tried to hail it, but he's gotten no response. And the signal does continue. Doing a long sweep of the area, and he's also checking around the ring of this planet, which it seems the Glory Day is orbiting along with. Doesn't seem to be any damage to the ship. The ship is much larger than Verace's, maybe double its size. And from what Verace is able to pick up on just Melv using his captainly duties and powers to do a little of investigation of the ship, there's apparently supposed to be just over 100 souls on board, not including the crew. With the crew, it's just over 120.
That bodes well.
There's no damage on the outside of it. There is no damage anywhere else. And now that you've gotten closer, you can see all the escape pods are still present.
Okay. Chance, so you're telling me that we got a ship here. Lights are still on. There's over 100 souls on board. And all the escape pods are still there?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to say it. Wow, you'd think with over 100 souls on board, you'd think someone would pick up the phone.
Black will look at Rye.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We've now started our Dead Space run. I'm sorry to start it officially.
Rem just like sits at the
We are
background.
now-
He's like, they're all dead. Can we get out of here now?
My God.
Melv looks over at Ram and says, "Your communications could just be down."
Do we have any way of contacting the planet itself if it's a stop? Perhaps we could gain more information that way.
If the communications are down and there's anybody on the planet, they haven't come out to check them. They're already fucked.
Our sensors aren't picking up anything off of the planet. The planet's dead.
Gotta be something we can do then, right?
We can head on over to explore, find out what's going on.
If we can't find a way to contact them, then we're gonna have to go on board.
Precisely, yeah.
Right, Morse code. It's not flash of spotlights or something.
Veroci's lights aren't bright enough to.
I know, Melf. I know.
I'm just saying, like, if they haven't tried anything now, maybe we're probably gonna have to go aboard and see what's going on. Just because there is low possibility of contagion, when you're on there, helmets on, until stated otherwise. Until we know there's no contamination of the air, helmets stay on.
Understood.
All right. Well, let's get situated into our groups.
Groups?
You know, usual groups. NPCs, PCs.
Yes.
I thought you were saying that as Ram. You know, usual group. We go here, you go away.
Yes, please.
like a fucking teenager.
No, I'm just tired today, so it's hard to put on not Ram voice.
Yeah, I guess Black will ask if Wyatt's gonna come.
Well, you're gonna need an investigator there, aren't you?
You're scared.
I'm not scared. I know you're capable of doing your duty, and I'm sure these upper security personnel will be able to handle it as well.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take your compliment.
Thanks, partner.
He pats him.
All right, and we can end our session right here with the PCs plus Wyatt, because you paid for the helper.
I did.
Oh, he's dead.
Boarding one vessel and heading on over.
And the NPCs, are they coming or are they staying?
Your NPCs are staying, except for, let me see, Celeste will be going with you.
How
6.
recovered is she?
She is not taking minuses.
Oh, that'll do.
Not
Oh,
playing heal.
no.
Not taking minuses.
Why don't we take Hash instead?
Hash is lazy. It runs in the security business.
Hash, when you ask him, why aren't you going, Hash is just like, because Celeste asked to go.
Oh. Okay.
Asked.
I want to explore the derelict ship that's supposed to have 120 people on board.
Well, hopefully there's still 120 people on board.
But if they don't, scavenger's rights, she says with a very large smile.
Mm-hmm.
First dibs on electronics is always great. She says very casually.
What are you even gonna do with all those?
I don't know. Sell it
There
on
we
Space eBay.
I hear
Space Bay.
it's much better.
My favorite
Space
bit.
Bay.
Space Bay.
What'd you say is much better, Jordan?
That's just Rye.
I hear
Rye
Space
Bay.
Kijiji is much better.
Well, you see, Rye,
You can
you need to keep your options open to you, okay?
What about Space Alibaba?
Space Alibaba has shit. Nothing there's good.
No, it's fine.
Yes.
It's cheap.
Yeah,
Probably.
it is, but it translates to the quality as well. Plus, I
It's-
don't trust what Space China's exporting. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Ah, those space Chinese, they'll get you.
Space Chinese.
Where I'm from, we just call them, cheap fucks.
Oh god.
Here we are. We've arrived. Racism town.
Knock knock. Who's there? Racism.
No, we've always been there. After all, chances are DM.
No, that's true.
You never left.
You're
right.
left. Always has been.
Also, I would just
puts
like
on
to
my
say,
Pokemon trainer hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
congratulations to Jordan for getting 5 quotes in one session.
I'm sorry.
You should
Nope.
be. Disgusting.
All right,
you've done well.
and so
But Chance,
allow me.
why
Oh
are they
wait,
ending
it tagged the
now,
wrong
though?
person. Why did it tag the wrong person?
It was
I
not my. Hello?
I know it wasn't. It like auto tagged someone else instead. Give me a second. Yusuf, come on.
You
So
said
where the fuck are you?
it's Jennifer. What?
There it is. Thank you.
Yes, we called in your brother to do quotes.
Just like I have replaced you. I am your brother now, Kareem.
Oh yeah, it was his birth. Also, I don't think we yelled at Bree for her birthday. I feel like we forgot.
My
to do
birthday
that.
is not in 2 months.
Birthday yet?
In 2 months?
It's
You've
in
got
November.
time.
I
You've
was
got
lied to.
time.
No, you asked me and I told you it was in 2
You
months.
didn't answer me.
I did.
You answered me in your head.
No, I definitely answered you. I'll quote it for you right now.
Do it. We got a side quest on the way to our side quest.
Well, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. We're gonna die. Yeehaw.
Hey,
No, we're
look, we
not.
had 7 days of being awake in the middle of shock space. All it means is more time for RPs, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Woo! It's
Everybody
gonna go
knows
down.
that's what we're here for in the drop.
Yep, I
We
love
can-
RPs.
That's what we signed up for.
Exactly.
Well, you know, I don't know what I say.
We gotta get to know the Mr.
You can RP with the space cops.
Exactly.
He's gonna. I think Cal wants to adopt him as his dad.
Oh, this one again.
Finally,
Come
a father
on.
figure.
Yeah.
This looks
Like
familiar.
It does.
I don't
doesn't it?
like the look of this, Chance.
What Chance? You don't want us to walk around for the next hour and get us real scared before session ends?
Well, I figured that y'all would want a session. I figured this is a good ending point for session.
Makes sense. That's fair. Bree, don't you message me?
Get
I will
messaged.
say that you arrive upon in one of the maintenance sections. That's why things look a little bit grimy.
Okay.
So basically, yep. Franklin pilots you down with the shuttle. He docks it, does the wonderful connection, lets you all out, tells you all to contact them when they're good, and that they'll stay in contact with you and try to, locate any of the ship's schematics when they can, so that they can help direct you for where you need to go. And you know that your current goal is to literally get to the bridge and find out what the heck's going on.
Nice.
That's your goal.
How
Nothing
did
that we can do.
I have a question, Chance.
E.
How did you end up statting Wyatt? Like, what does he do?
I statted Wyatt as a... Hello.
Oh no, sorry, just checking something.
I statted Wyatt as a both support and somewhat combat.
Shakes Wyatt's hand in support. Welcome to the
Right.
crew.
His support is literally via finding stuff,
Yes.
and his other support...
He's replaced too.
He has a lot of sensors and whatnot, yeah.
Thank God.
His other thing is that he has some medical training, not nearly as much. He has the same amount of training as Amanda.
That's nice.
Amanda just has one more dice because she in brains than him, but he has 2 more dice with quickness because he has good shooting.
Okay.
He doesn't have brawn though. He has his brawn's only a 2.
Only a 2.
Yeah.
Weak baby.
Weak baby.
In his cog, that becomes a 4.
No, I think these 2 are fucking at 100% support. They are here to enable you guys to live.
Says the fucking tank.
Yeah, that's what a tank does. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I guess.
That's exactly what a tank does. It takes the
I've never really
damage
thought of
for
a tank as a support class.
It is. They take the damage for you.
Tank is its own thing outside of support, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, in terms of a triangle, but the tank is still supporting the team. Like they're
Look,
part of
buddy,
the
in League of Legends, when you queue for tank, you don't get support.
Yeah.
You sometimes do.
Oh my god.
So the triangle of power is
Yeah.
the support role is filled by both the tank and the healer. But the tank also has damage, just like how the main damage boy has.
It's a bruiser.
Here's the way.
Tank has aggro capabilities and the
Yes.
ability to withstand aggro.
Here's the way someone described it to me once. It's the way that they interact with each other. So the supports interact with the allies. The tanks interact with enemies attacking your team, and then the DPS is the other way. So the DPS and tank are basically just the opposites.
Control wizards, though.
Control wizards?
Yeah.
What does a control wizard do?
Control wizards are outside the triangle.
They're separate from the triangle. What?
Yeah.
They're their own thing?
They're just out there, like, herding the sheep. They're the shepherds.
Wait, what does a control wizard do?
There's a bunch of different types of control wizards. A summoner is a control wizard.
So that would be DPS.
A lot of summoners' entire purpose is just to get bodies in between, like so that the summons absorb the damage. Because imagine you're playing D&D, you send one of your mooks over to absorb a 200 damage attack, and but your mook only had 12 HP. Does that damage go to the other guy next to him? No.
So then it's a tank.
But you see, but he can do both. That's the thing. He can do a lot of things.
Okay, so it's a DP. Okay, they do their own thing. You win.
Yeah. They can make ice walls. They can channel people. Control wizards are overpowered.
What the fuck even is a control? Is that like a class? Like what is? I've never even heard that term.
You don't know what a control wizard is? Typical.
Don't you judge me, your queerness.
That's the tabletop, then, I agree.
What?
I've been playing it for a while, have you?
I mean, I've never seen one.
Don't have these sick D&D terms? My god.
This is a specific tabletop game. Is it a D&D thing specifically?
I mean, it pops up in other games, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Essentially, any like person that controls the battlefield, essentially.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Crowd control,
or whatever else. Yeah.
They're still in the support area, but they do their own thing.
Okay.
Oh yes,
Well.
I forgot to give you Grim. 1 second.
Green.
This is terrible.
Remember when he exploded?
I remember when he exploded.
I thought he was dead, and I got really sad. But then I guess he's back, so I was wrong.
A lot of people thought he was dead.
That probably wouldn't have been very fair to Red. Yeah, here's that thing where you put all these stats and money into. It's gone. I guess that's going to happen in the drop.
God, I wasn't ready to see that.
You guys sending secret garbage to each other still?
No, I'm looking at drop chart.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot going on there.